Unfortunately, messed up cops are just a part of history.
Former Louisville police officer Mark Handy was accused of framing innocent men and sending them to prison for murder.
And when you think about crooked cops, you usually think about cops who maybe steal money from big drug raids, deleting people, planting evidence, the normal stuff you see on TV. Thing is, it had me wondering, is Louis Scarcella the worst cop in New York City history? The interesting thing is, Louis Scarcella didn't start off as the poster child for shady detective work. He was one of NYPD's most famous detectives in the 90s. You see, during that time, crime was bad. You had gangs, mafias, serial killers. For example, in 1991, there were over 2,000 homicide victims. For comparison, in NYC in 2023, homicides were as low as 386. And murders weren't the only crimes at all-time highs. Shootings, robberies, there were 3 times as many essays in 1990 as opposed to 2023.
He threw me over the man's head in front of me. But he didn't let me go. He held on to me. And so I remember the yellow child.
And with all this violence, the city, understandably, was begging for solutions and a greater police presence.
Statistics this year are really grim.
Of course, there's too few cops, and there's too many guns in the city of New York. Our criminal justice system is probably at its weakest point it's ever been.
There are a lot more guns on the street, and that's probably it. Gun laws, the courts, the way they're letting people out, it's just like that all the time. It's going to be a lot more killings, too.
The city was on fire. Normal citizens were fed up, and you could see the table being set up for someone like Scarcella to step in. And he did. By 1987, Scarcella rose to the rank of detective and joined the Brooklyn North Homicide Squad. And it was during this time he became heralded as one of the best detectives in the city. According to Scarcella, he states, "I don't know how many homicides I caught. Some people say 140, some say 170, some say over 200. I really don't know how many." And it's true. Scarcella was prolific at closing cases, especially cases that went cold, like Rabbi Haskell Wurzburger, a Holocaust survivor that was murdered in a fumbled robbery. Weeks went by, and homicide detectives were at a loss. Add to the fact that there was a public outcry for justice, the pressure was mounting for the police to solve this case. And rightfully so. Wurzburger was a well-respected member of the Jewish community, but months had passed before it hit Scarcella's desk. Now, according to a GQ article by Sean Flynn, he states, Scarcella and his partner found 2 men who said they were accomplices, and they fingered a guy named David Ranta as the shooter. Now, this case was strange in every way possible. First, Dimitri Dirkman, the convicted R-word, didn't initially name Ranta. He pointed out a man named Alan Bloom. Bloom would then name Ranta, and so would Dirkman when the two were housed together in a cell. But an investigation found that the two were allowed to leave jail, smoke crack cocaine, and have intercourse with prostitutes in return for implicating Ranta.
What?
But it would get even weirder, because during the lineup, according to the National Registry for Exonerations, one of the witnesses only spoke Yiddish and required an interpreter. Initially said he didn't recognize anyone. The witness was then escorted to a nearby room with Detective Scarcella, a prosecutor, an interpreter. A tape recorder, which was recording the lineup conversation, was then turned off and then turned back on, as the witness said, in fact, he had identified the man in position 6, which was Ranta.
As I was walking in from the back, somebody told me, "Oh, it's the guy with the long nose."
One witness tells investigators a cop back then asked him to pick the guy with the big nose and only picked Ranta in court later because that's what he was told to do during the lineup.
Now, with all that, David Ranta was found guilty and sentenced to 37 to life. And it wasn't until 2011 when District Attorney Charles Hines created the Conviction Integrity Unit that his case would be reviewed. And it was that investigation that exonerated Ranta.
Mr. Ranta, to say that I'm sorry for what you have endured would be an understatement and grossly inadequate, but I say it to you anyway. Sir, you are free to go.
So, this was a watershed moment for Scarcella. Remember, in the 90s, Scarcella was a hero, with a Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist saying he is one of the best at getting even the worst villains to talk. In big cases, they bring in Scarcella. But all that would change in May of 2013, when a New York Times article written by Frances Robles uncovered several problematic behaviors in Scarcella's method. In her article, Robles found a strange similarity in the confessions Scarcella was receiving. In at least 4 more murder cases, suspects questioned by Mr. Scarcella began their confessions with either, "You got it right," or "I was there." And this was the case for Jabbar Washington, who in 1996 was convicted of murdering Ronald Ellis. According to Washington and his lawyer, Scarcella forcibly obtained his confessions, with the article stating, "The detective," he said, grabbed him by the neck and testicles, and forced him to sign his name to the document the detective wrote. That confession was the basis of the prosecution's case, since the survivors of the shooting couldn't identify Washington in court. But that didn't stop Scarcella from testifying to the fact that he had an eyewitness to the crime.
Detective Scarcella lied on the witness stand about the sole eyewitness identifying Javar Washington. That eyewitness never identified Javar Washington as the person who committed the crime or the person who was there in the apartment that night. All she did was identify him correctly as somebody who had lived in the building.
And it's true. During cross-examination, Washington's lawyer asked if the confession was important to the case. And Scarcella says, if he didn't get ID'd, it would have been. But he didn't get ID'd. The truth was, Lisa Todd, the witness and one of the victims, literally told a grand jury that she only recognized Washington because he lived in the building. And it wasn't just Scarcella. The prosecution in its closing arguments hammered the fact that there was an eyewitness, even though there wasn't one. And unfortunately for Javar Washington, he would have to serve 21 years in prison before having his conviction vacated in 2017. And it didn't stop there. Vanessa Gathers, Shabaka Shakur, Sean Williams. Vanessa Gathers was threatened with jail time if she didn't sign a confession, which, of course, then gave her jail time. Or Sean Williams, who the witness, Margaret Smith, says she was forced to name Williams as the murderer even though she didn't see the killers. Or the two actual eyewitnesses who said that the shooters were 5'2" and 5'6", and Williams was 6 feet tall. Smith even went into detail. She admitted that she falsely identified Williams, but said that she felt pressure to do what she believed the detectives wanted her to do. Smith also said she only identified Williams in a live lineup because she already seen his photograph. A photograph that Scarcella showed her when pressuring her to identify Williams.
Smith Letty relocated to Georgia from Brooklyn to escape the officers' coercion, but they tracked her down and held her in custody as a material witness until she testified.
But it doesn't end there, because a much different coincidence began occurring, starting with Alvina Jeanette, Robert Hill, and Daryl Austin. Now, these cases are confusing, but the one thing that didn't make sense was the fact that there was one main witness to 3 separate murders on 3 separate dates. And that witness was Teresa Gomez, a drug addict and prostitute. She told Scarcella that she saw Robert Hill murder a man named Donald Mann-Bordes. And then about a week later, she then told Scarcella that she saw Robert Hill also murder a man named Bruce Siblings. And then later, magically, tell Scarcella that she witnessed Jeanette and Austin murder Ronnie Durant. All of 3 of which, coincidentally, were already the target of Scarcella's investigation. So, the first trial was Robert Hill for the murder of Bruce Siblings, which Teresa Gomez was a supposed witness. Now, at that trial, Gomez had testified that she was hiding in the closet of a crack house and looked through the keyhole to see Hill put a pillow over Siblings' head and shoot him. But later, an investigator who had visited the scene of the shooting and testified that there was no keyhole in the door.
Look how cops used to look. Look, there's no bulletproof vest, there's no flak jacket, there's no military jacket. The way cops used to dress was just, it was a uniform and a belt. There was a duty belt that you carried a gun on, but most cops looked like they didn't look too far off. If you took the hat, the badge, and the belt off, this guy could pop his collar and head over to the club.
Of the closet where Gomez said she was hiding at the time Siblings was shot. Gomez also stated in Robert Hill's trial that she hadn't witnessed anything regarding the Mann-Bordes murder. Which brings us to the Mann-Bordes murder, in which somehow she was still the star witness, despite literally saying she didn't see anything. And then in the Jeanette and Austin trial, there were witnesses that affirmed that the two had nothing to do with the murders, but that information wasn't given to the defense. Now, fortunately, the 3 would have their convictions vacated. Unfortunately, Daryl Austin would die in prison, with Jeanette saying, "The last time I saw my brother was in sentencing, the next time I seen him was in a casket." And it wasn't just this case. Teresa Gomez would go on to actually be a star witness in a total of 6 different murder cases for Scarcella. But the case that changed everything was Derek Hamilton. See, Hamilton was convicted in 1991 for the murder of Nathaniel Cash in his apartment building in Brooklyn, New York. The key witness in that case, Jules Smith, Cash's girlfriend, told Detective Frank DeLuisa that she had bailed Cash out of jail on January 3rd and spent time with him at his apartment before going to the store. When she returned, he was lying on the ground after being shot. But later she changed her statement when talking to Detective Scarcella to implicating Hamilton. So the question is why? Why the change? Well, according to the registry, Smith said that Detective Scarcella told her that if she did not accuse Hamilton, she would be charged with the crime herself.
They brought a witness in by the name of Jules Smith, who said that she was present at the murder when her boyfriend was killed, that I was a gunman, I had a gun in my hand, and I shot this individual several times with this gun.
Wow. And he was innocent. You guys see this channel just came out 2 weeks ago, Infamy TV. I know it's a mix of AI, artificial intelligence, voice, and some storytelling, but I thought it was a pretty interesting story. If you guys, the guy's only got 5 subscribers, or the the Romanian bot or whoever it is. But I only wanted to show you guys this so you could take a look at the archive footage of NYPD before they were just a giant, horrible gang, a militarized, horrible gang.
But her original statement to the police said she wasn't there, that she never saw this crime. She was around the corner at a store. When she came back, her boyfriend was dead. The jury never heard that statement.
But before sentencing, Smith would later recant, saying she only implicated Hamilton after Scarcella told her she would be charged with the murder if she didn't change her account. And to Hamilton's credit, he wouldn't take this lying down. While in prison, he began to study law, helping other inmates with appeals while working on his own.
And at that point, I began a crusade, because when I was in prison, there were several guys. We built something called an Actual Innocence Team. Guys who I was working in the law library, so I would read guys' case and check them out.
But it was during his parole that he would be connected with Frances Robles. Now, Robles would go on to talk about presenting the story to her editor and being asked what connects these cases. Because even though Hamilton knew the victims, he didn't know all the details.
And that is right there. I'll let you guys pop over there if you want to watch the rest of that. Good evening, everybody. What is going on? Welcome to another rendition of Delete Laws. Thank you for tuning in. I know it's a little bit late, but, I'm just kind of feeling some type of way. It's like I worked so hard, so long building up, and then to watch them put a Twitter file over the top of our account where, it's just such a strange thing to see happen. So, but I thought I would just, while we still have this channel, we'd watch a few videos together. If you've never seen a video on what to do when you're pulled over, this video is Jenna. This video is absolutely, who's here? Plead the Fifth. What's up, my brother? Good to see you. Jason, what is going on? Team DLZ. Rising Tides Outreach. What's up over there, Lou? Adam Claus, good to see you. Jenna Weeks. We are growing on X. You guys get over here and help us grow on X. I'm on X. Nabil is on X. Right on. We don't stop. We don't stop. We don't stop. I'll drop the link for the X account right here so you guys can join us on X. There it is right there. Now, this video here, this is about what to do if you get pulled over by the police. The step-by-step instructions you're supposed to do. What to do during a traffic stop. Pull out your trifold.
When an officer observes a violation, they may wait before stopping the violator. During this time, the officer is communicating with the dispatcher to check the registration on the vehicle to ensure the vehicle is not stolen. Officers are trained to plan where the traffic stop will occur, such
They're trained to plan where the traffic stop will occur, but a lot of us don't want to pull over where they want us to pull over, so we don't.
is a safe, well-lit area. When an officer is attempting to pull you over, they will turn on their blue lights and possibly their siren. When it is safe to do so, pull to the right-hand shoulder or other area out of traffic, such as a driveway or parking lot. Place your vehicle in park, stay in your car, and place your hands on the steering wheel. If you do not recognize the car stopping you as a police car, turn on your hazard lights, continue to a well-lit area, and call 911 to see if an officer is attempting to stop you. The officer
So is she acting right here? Is this an acting job? She got paid to do this video.
area and call 911.
So are these, is she showing right here what we all go through when we get pulled over?
911 to see if an officer is attempting to stop you.
Look at her hands locked out on her steering wheel. She's afraid.
The officer may approach your car on the driver's side or the passenger side.
Such a staged, the whole thing is so ridiculous.
If necessary, to stay out of traffic.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Boy, and he comes in Just like a creeper. Can you do me a favor? Put it in the comment section. Creeper. Watch this guy.
If necessary, to stay out of traffic.
Look at him. Watch this guy over here sneak in.
Good morning, ma'am.
Just like a creepy crawler in the night.
Good morning.
My name is Officer Zuniga,
Hellos for suckers.
Bowling Green Police. The reason I stopped you is because you ran a stop sign on Main Street. Do you have any valid reason for running the stop sign?
I'm sorry, officer. I was in a hurry.
Oh, they teach you. They teach you to confess. Confess right away. Thanks, Lou. Confess right away. I'm sorry, officer. I was in a hurry. And Tony is filling in for Chevy. Big. Right on. Right on. Immediately, you should confess to the cop that you're sorry for what you did and that you were in a hurry.
The officer may approach your car on the driver's side or the passenger side if necessary to stay out of traffic.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
My name is Officer Zuniga, Bowling Green Police. The reason I stopped you is because you ran a stop sign on Main Street. Do you have any valid reason for running the stop sign?
Now, right here, you should immediately do what? Invoke your Fifth Amendment right, use your trifold, give them the license, registration, proof of insurance, and stop talking. What is she going to do, though, with the Bowling Green Police training video?
I'm sorry, officer. I was in a hurry.
Okay. Ma'am, do you have your license and proof of insurance?
If you need to reach for your documents out of the officer's view, such as into a closed console or glove box, tell the officer before reaching for the document. You should not reach for items under your seat or in concealed areas of your vehicle.
You don't, because your documentation is in a rubber band right above your visor.
I do. My driver's license is in my purse. My proof of insurance is in the glove compartment. Can I reach out to get those?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I mean, it sounded like here, like she was reciting lines.
Under your seat or in concealed areas of your vehicle.
Now, listen to this cardboard cookie cutout of nonsense here.
I do. My driver's license is in my purse. My proof of insurance is in the glove compartment. Can I reach out to get those?
Yes, ma'am.
That's the whole point. Why don't you have everything up in the visor with the rubber band? Why don't you have your proof of insurance, your registration? I have all this stuff here. You can't imagine how much stuff I have here as I'm building out Constitutional Law Scholar. I'm absolutely slammed. I'm doing two jobs at the same time. So it's just, you have to have everything up in your visor. You have your trifold in your visor where you invoke your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent immediately. You do not have this back and forth with this cop like this at all whatsoever.
Okay. Here you go, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, is this your current address?
It is. Yes, sir.
Your insurance card is showing that it's expired. Do you have a valid insurance card?
Oh no, I must have grabbed the wrong one. I think the valid one's in the glove compartment. I'm gonna reach out to get that one.
Please do.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Here you go.
Thank you. Ma'am, I'll be returning to my vehicle for a few minutes. Stay in your car, please, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Remain in your car unless the officer instructs you otherwise. The officer will go to their cruiser and check the license number, registration, and verify the insurance. The information an officer requests is necessary to properly complete a citation or a warning.
Do they tell her to look nervous the whole time? Do they say, hey, look nervous the whole time?
Ma'am, is this your current address?
It is. Yes, sir.
Okay, but what if it's not? What if it's not your current address? Do you tell them, no, it's not my current address? No, you don't. I almost feel bad because I put these broccoli wad rubber bands in your envelope for every person who orders a trifold. The ones I give out for free, I just put these in an envelope and I spend the $1 to ship it out. You have to get your own rubber band. But watching this, I almost feel bad not giving those people, because the UPS machines will eat the rubber band if I put the rubber band in there. It's not a priority envelope. So what if your address is not, what if you no longer live at 123 Main Street? Then you tell him no. Well, then he's going to say, well, how long have you not lived at that address? And then you say, oh, 6 months. He says, you only have 3 months. Now he can ticket you. He can arrest you. Any infraction of the law is arrestable. You invoke your Fifth Amendment right away. You don't skip a beat. And then you don't answer any questions at all whatsoever. Listening to this is like torture.
Your insurance card is showing that it's expired. Do you have a valid insurance card?
Oh no, I must have grabbed the wrong one. I think the valid one's in the glove compartment. I'm gonna reach out to get that one.
Please stay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, here you go.
Thank you. Ma'am, I'll be returning to my vehicle for a few minutes. Stay in your car, please, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Remain in your car unless the officer instructs you otherwise.
And that's how nice and calm and respectful the cop is. It even says respect on his badge, but they don't respect us at all.
Officer will go to their cruiser and check the license number, registration, and verify the insurance. The information an officer requests is necessary to properly complete a citation or a warning. During the traffic stop, the officer is trained to be observant for signs of criminal behaviors. The officer...
No, that is just such a line of shit. He's trained to look for whatever they tell them is criminal suspicion. Looking them in the eyes for too long is criminal suspicion. Not looking them in the eyes is criminal suspicion. Moving your hands when you talk a lot, that is erratic behavior and criminally suspicious. Sitting dead calm and talking to the cop calmly, that is suspicious. You should be moving your hands more. There's nothing you can say. They're trained to believe that no matter what, you're guilty of doing something. You are guilty of doing something. Jeff Vacone is over on X. Thanks for joining on X, dude. I know it just sucks. I want you guys to be ready for the day that this channel doesn't exist on YouTube anymore. I want to get people used to being on X, because internally you guys don't see what's going on, but the YouTube is doing some really strange things, and there's nothing I can do about it. So they're beyond suing. You can't sue YouTube because YouTube owns all the judges in the Ninth Circuit in San Francisco, where you have to sue them. So it's Nabil from X said, I think one thing police can do, since more and more people get put in cuffs each year, is make sure they can minimize the trauma they cause when they must follow proper procedures. Yeah, it's just so unbelievable. I don't think so, Ken. I don't think that they will block us just yet. I don't think so. In a while, maybe.
Can have you or any of your passengers step out of your vehicle at any point during the traffic stop. The officer is trained to be observant for signs of criminal behaviors. The officer can have you or any of your passengers step out of your vehicle at any point during the traffic stop.
Ma'am, here's your license and your insurance.
Thank you.
You have been issued a citation for running the stop sign. Your options are for either prepaid.
Who made this video? City of Bowling Green, Kentucky made this video. They turned the comment off. 75,000 views.
Or a court date, which are explained to you in the information sheet.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay. Here's your ticket. Please be careful getting back on the street.
Okay, thank you.
And so she's just so thankful. She's so grateful and thankful and grateful. All right. Thank you so much for giving me a ticket. Thank you so much. He didn't have to tell her to get out of the car. I need you to step out of the vehicle. Can I search your car? You mind if I look in your glove box? What about those questions? What happened to those questions? What happened to those? I'm just, it seems like, yeah, I'm with you on that one. It's funny you say that, but we'll finish this video and then I'm going to go into what Rising Tides said here a second ago. He never asked her any intrusive questions that would piss up everybody else off, like, can I look in the trunk of your car? Well, you want to look in the trunk of my car so you can arrest me. The whole reason why you want to look in the trunk of my car is so you can find something in the trunk of my car to arrest me, or you wouldn't ask me to look in the trunk of my car. You wouldn't ask to look inside of my console or my glove box if you didn't want to find something in my console or my glove box to arrest me and take me to a dungeon, impound my car, charge me with crimes, put me in torture cuffs, put me in the back of that cage, drag me to the dungeon, impound my car, and steal my money. But he didn't ask any of those questions in this because I guess they just stopped doing that. I guess they just stopped doing that.
Police officers will stop vehicles for a wide variety of reasons. Please keep in mind the traffic stop you have seen demonstrated is associated with a low risk. Traffic stops with a higher risk would be more dynamic and may involve multiple officers. In every case, all occupants of the vehicle should comply with the officer's instructions.
There's a shocker. Bowling Green, right here. City of Bowling Green made an announcement.
In every case, all occupants of the vehicle should comply with the officer's instructions.
In all cases, in every case, always and forever, you should comply to the government.
Stops with a higher risk would be more dynamic and may involve multiple officers. In every case, all occupants of the vehicle should comply with the officer's instructions.
The narrator got her name in there in the end. Melanie Watts got her name in the end. Good job, Melanie. Good job, Melanie. Way to go. You did such a great job there, acting like a vanilla cardboard cutout of a citizen. You know, we all just want to immediately we just want to go ahead and comply with everything they say, no matter what they say. Yeah, Sacramento Lenny said, have you been drinking? Is there any paraphernalia in the cars? Do you have anything that you've been smoking? It smells like something funny in the car. We hear that all the time. It's pretty regular. I saw this picture. I took a screenshot of this. It's kind of political, so you guys can whatever. But it said on the screenshot, the heck was that? It said on the screenshot that the Democrats won the election. And it showed this picture, and I want to show you guys this picture. And what I took out of the picture is how unhappy Robert Kennedy Jr. looks. But if you take a look at Robert Kennedy Jr., boy, he does not look very happy, does he? He doesn't look like he's super, he doesn't look super pleased to be in that picture, does he? He looks like he kind of had to sell his soul or he wouldn't get any power at all. And without power, you can't do anything. And so he's kind of going through it. You can see the look on his face, and he's stuck next to the dumpster fire. And I know some of you guys are Trump supporters, and I'm glad you're a Trump supporter. I'm not. I don't support people who want to indemnify all police. I think he's the same as Kamala. He just says the quiet part out loud. So, I think between Trump and Kamala, I didn't vote for either one of them, and I wouldn't support either one of them. So you guys are welcome to it. But I'm talking about Robert Kennedy Jr. here, who I did want to support, and he looks completely unhappy. He looks absolutely miserable. I don't think I've ever seen anybody look as unhappy as this guy. Look how unhappy he looks. Didn't you guys see yesterday the picture of the McDonald's where they posed? I haven't had a Mongoose is a big Trump supporter. You're welcome to spread your Trump support all you want, Mongoose. I don't support Trump, but you're welcome to. Our beef is cops. Our beef and the Trump dumpsters wants to indemnify all police. So it's tough for me to want to support that guy. It's really tough for me to want to support that guy when he says he wants to indemnify all police. That's hard for me to do. I saw this video though on End of Freedom. And I watched a couple minutes of this and I thought, man, we should watch a few minutes of this because I watched the first couple of minutes. Then I thought, I should just watch this with the team here and we should get into it a little bit. Let me get that off the screen. A lot of spray tans in that picture. It kind of does. The world does, for Mongoose. Yeah, our world. Mongoose, I know that you voted for Trump. I don't support Trump. I don't like Trump. You know that. I've said that. I've never made shy about it, But the world doesn't run around cop issues. I think you're going to find that out, Mongoose. I think you're going to find out. I think when there's SWAT team raids in every neighborhood trying to get that illegal immigrant, when he's tried to give police, when he pulls back all of the federal decrees from the Phoenix Police Department, from the Louisville Police Department, from the Florida Police Department, there's all kinds of federal decrees on different police departments around the country. And when he pulls those away and says, we don't need a federal decree on the cops anymore, I think you're going to find out that our whole world is based on policing. And that's the reason why I've chosen this issue, because it chose me. I got railroaded by this system. And, it is what it is. But I think that you're going to find out, Mongoose, that it's a real problem. It's a real problem. Police and having no control over police and them being their own autonomous agency, I think we're going to find that's a real big problem. As Trump tries to indemnify them and more people go against cops, I think we could head into a very dark time. And I hope that we don't.
Right?
Part of my investigation.
You fell into ID?
You're not part of my investigation.
You better ID. These guys probably pull you over for a license plate, right?
Huh?
You pull us over for a license plate light?
I never put you over for a license.
No, but would you pull somebody over for that? It depends. I wonder, it depends on what.
Not in this car you won't, Mario.
Not in that car you won't?
Not in this car.
No, why not?
This one doesn't have a license plate on.
Does it have a license plate on?
The channel's name is Not the End of Freedom. That's the name of the channel, Not the End of Freedom.
What's up?
What's up? Who's there? I don't see you. Who's there? I still can see you. Identify yourself.
Thank you. You're not part of my investigation.
You fell into ID?
You're not part of my investigation.
You better ID. You're not working with the program, man. You want to be like 162? Be famous? I'll see you come out. I'll see who you are.
You notice how this dumb pig says that he's not a part of his investigation? Like, what are you investigating there, bro? Are you doing a serious investigation?
See if you fix that light on that car. Ha! Ha, ha, ha. Why you don't have a light on your license plate?
The old license plate light that they created as a law.
Hey, Mr. Officer. You don't have a license plate light. And I already went with you guys about that. You were supposed to park that car. And you're still driving it with no license plate light? What if I do that? Oh my God. What happened? All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Hazleton Police Department. We are in, what street is this one? No street name. We'll get the name. And we have Trooper, Patrolman And look at this license plate, guys. Look, I'm gonna turn the camera off, the light off. Can you see the license plate? Right there. No license plate light. And these police officers are failing to ID. And to tell me why are they driving with this car with no license plate light? There's two officers here. No one wants to talk. Is there a reason why you guys don't want to talk? You doing something? Will you talk to me about the license plate light? You have nothing to say? Driving a car with a... Oh, there you are. I can see you now. We're gonna have to talk to Sergeant Sola because, oh no, Babula. Mr. Sergeant Joe Babula. And he told me that he was gonna park this car to get it fixed. And I see in the police department parking lot, they have about, how many, 10 cars? But yeah, these guys, I don't know, man. What if I do it? What if I drive a car with no license plate light on?
Exactly.
Wonder what they do. They probably give me a ticket. No. That's a no. It's starting to get cold in here. Let me see if I can find my thing so I can be more comfortable. I'm gonna keep an eye on these guys because, as you guys can see, they don't have a license plate light.
So I found something here. We're at 6 minutes and 18 seconds. I found something here. This is from Drive Carpedia. When did license plate lights become mandatory? In the United States, license plate lights first became mandatory in the late 1940s as laws were passed requiring them in various states. By the mid-1950s, most states had legislation in place to light up tags from behind so they could be clearly seen at all hours. Improving traffic law enforcement. Oh, that's all we need is to improve traffic law enforcement and safety for all drivers on the road at night. How does you having a license plate light make it safer for all the drivers on the road at night? Because your license plate light is illuminated? Or you mean they figured out a way they could pull us over?
My investigation.
You fell into ID?
You're not part.
That's a simple violation. The license plate on. I can read the license plate. Okay, no light. No light? Where's the light? Right here.
What do you mean, kinetic?
Okay. If I turn on my light, I can see the license plate. But if I turn it off, I can't. So he's decided to stop this guy, and we'll see what's gonna happen. He's gonna give him a ticket, or what is it's gonna be the issue here. But we are in Lincoln Street in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, and we have where's Hazleton Cup? This guy was in the corner of 15, which is that one's 15 over there in the back, and he always picked that spot up for everyone who drives through Broad Street. It's starting to get cold here, guys. And I have this little sweater. There's a little jacket that I bought from home, but it's not helping much. I guess I don't have my there another car coming over here? No. Maybe not. Guy, I reported this car a couple days, weeks ago. I believe it was Bob.
I don't know. You guys can join the memberships here on YouTube. I did move a lot of people over to teamdlz.com, which I have been posting very rarely on. I've been trying to keep up, trying to keep things going, but the last 2 weeks Charlie's been sick. You guys can join this YouTube membership, and I appreciate it, or join at teamdlz.com, and you can DM with me directly on teamdlz.com. I didn't notice that, but the memberships are definitely falling.
About 3 weeks ago. Oh yeah, I already posted a video where I got into a confrontation with Sergeant Babula when I followed this car to the police station and reported that it doesn't have a license plate light on. And Joe Babula told me that they were going to park this car and that they were going to fix it. And actually, I saw the officer driving another vehicle after that, the same night. And I thought they were going to fix this car. But look, this car is all dented. And with all the money that these guys are making, how is possible that they're not going to have a mechanic maintaining these vehicles?
I'm reading that, Nabo.
If I bring my car tomorrow to get an inspection and they don't see a license plate light on, they're not going to give me the inspection. I wonder how good the inspection is on that vehicle. But yeah, they want to give you trespass from recording. If you record in the parking lot of the police station right now, they are threatening you with trespass. They put you in jail. Probably they put you in jail if you go to the police department and record a video in the parking lot. Even though it's a public building, but guys, we are going to find out why Hazleton Police Department inside. Because, I mean, and
let's see, the cop's about to get out here.
There.
This is what I want to see.
These guys probably pull you over for a license plate, right? Huh? You pull us over for a license plate light?
I've never put you over for a license.
No, but would you pull somebody over for that? It depends.
What a load of shit. He'll pull over anybody he can anytime he wants, anytime he possibly can.
I wonder, it depends on what?
Not in this car we won't, Mario.
Not in that car you won't? No, why not? Does it have a license plate on? All right, these officers telling me that they won't get they won't be.
So it says that based on an official notice in the mail, official notice. But then yesterday was that special
And that's not the payment. The one that I showed you is not for that.
See, right now, here's the worst part about this, right? You take a look at this guy standing there on the side of the road with the two cops. If he had unpaid child support, or he had a ticket he hadn't paid from last month, if he had a traffic ticket he didn't pay, these cops would chain him up. Yeah, kidnap him right off the street, take away his phone so he can't call anybody, put him in chains. He'll be crying out, "This hurts, you're hurting me, this hurts my wrists." They wouldn't care. They'd put him in the back of a little claustrophobic cage, strap him in, not offer him any water. Then they'll take him down to a dungeon where they take off all of his clothes and look up his backside. But they're good people. These are good people. You should respect these guys. Look at what they do, but they're just doing their jobs. Maybe that job should be changed. These dirty jackboot thug pigs are your enemy, whether you like it or not. The enemy in our country is right there. I wish that wasn't true. I wish that cops, I could respect them and I would tell you, man, teach your kids that cops are good people. They're not good people. They're bad people. When you agree to the policies, procedures, and protocols that these dirty, disgusting demons do to us, it makes them bad people. You know, it's funny, you guys, I'm not sure if you guys know this or not, but there's a kid who sent me a direct message who I recorded. I recorded this kid, and he did see the message. So he saw the message. I'm not going to show you his full username, but I'll show you what was said. Okay. And it said, "Hello, I spoke to you earlier at the LASD, Los Angeles Sheriff's Department station in Santa Clarita Valley, SVC. I was just wondering if you could not post what you recorded of us. It made my girlfriend and me uncomfortable. Thank you, Braden." So the kid's name is Braden. That's all you know about the kid. So I did a 45-minute interview with this kid and his girlfriend, and they said the most outlandish, horrible, ridiculous, authoritarian garbage. Absolute garbage. The young man is 22 years old. I've been in a position in my life on several occasions where I said or did some things that I wish I hadn't said or did. And I had wished that the person who I said or did them with wouldn't run around and repeat them or make me look bad, but that never happened for me. Every time I've ever stepped out of line or said anything or did anything, whack, I get hammered. It's been that way my whole life. So this kid, Braden, is 22 years old and he wants to become a cop. And he said the most ridiculous, stupid shit to me, like justifiable consequences are torture cuffs. So then I wrote him back, and I wrote him back today because I hadn't seen this message. He wrote this 2 weeks ago. And I said, "Braden, the only reason I'm not posting that video is because it will be the video about you. Should you get into the police academy, the video is all the recruiters and the cops of your fellow demons at the academy will talk about. That's the reason why I didn't post the video. Because I'm 50 years old, I don't want the ridiculously stupid things that you said and your girlfriend said to me to ruin your career," as he joins to be a demon. "Maybe you'll be a good person. It's impossible to join the Death Star and wonder why you do evil. I'll keep the video for after you pop up on the news. You're joining evil. Soon you will join them in doing evil to people. But it won't be me who puts the roadblock in your life. That's not what I'm going to do to another person. It was truly disappointing to hear your perspective of rightful consequences." He said that torture cuffs are rightful consequences. "Let me know when you put those torture cuffs on behind your back real tight and then you sit on your wrist for an hour. Let me know, bro. But I'm not going to be the guy that ruins your life. You can do that on your own." And he saw that 3 hours ago. I sent that at 4:45 p.m. today, 4:55 p.m. So Braden, I'm not going to air your video, but you got a real up perspective, dude. Rightful consequences are torture. Torturing people in torture cuffs are rightful consequences. That's what you said to me, dude. And I'm not going to air Braden's video because it'll ruin his life. What he considers to be his goal, his direction of his life, if I air the video of the interview that Braden did with me, his life will be ruined because the police won't take him. The police won't take him. After what he said to me, nobody would take him. Nope, nobody would take him. Adam Claus, the only reason you join X is because there's no censorship. That's it. Right now, there's no censorship. There you go. I went. So, I mean, I want to show you guys Braden's interview, and maybe I'll show it and I'll dim his face so you guys can just hear the words and hear the conversation. But I don't want to ruin a 22-year-old kid's life. In his mind, if I air that video and then he can't get into the police academy because the recruiters see the video where he said a bunch of stupid shit, then I ruin his life. And I don't want to do that. The video would be great. A lot of people would think this is a great video. This is really interesting to hear the perspective of someone who wants to become a cop, how he believes that torture cuffs are rightful consequences. No, they're torture. Torture cuffs are always torture. Torture cuffs are always torture, Braden. Always. They're always torture. And so, but I'm not going to air his video because if the police academy sees it, they may deny him entrance. And then for me to get a video, for me to get some content, don't get me wrong, the content's compelling because the kid is so lost in his own delusional, alternative world of reality that people are bad and need to be put in torture cuffs. And his crazy girlfriend, and then Show Me Audit said, but you may be saving the lives of others by airing that video. Look, if Braden pops up on the news, I'll air his video. But I'm going to stay in touch with him and I'm going to see if he gets through. He's not going to want to talk to me. I hold the key, the evidence. I hold the facts of what could ruin the kid's life. And I don't want to ruin his life. I can't stand his stupid perspective, his stupid choices, the stupid police academy. I can't stand any of it. I don't want to be the guy standing on the other side of what someone is going to interpret as their life being ruined because they decided to do an interview with an auditor at a police department. It will fuck this kid's life up if I do. It's in my studio. It's sitting in studio. I told the editors not to air it. It's just sitting there, but I just can't. Yeah. Is that what you were trying to say, Miss Stewart? Do not air the video. Sorry for the typos. Yeah, it would hurt this kid. The kid writing me, it would hurt him. And as far as he knows, being 20, 22 years old like that, if he was denied entrance into the police academy, then he would constantly beat himself up for talking out loud with anybody in any sort of honest fashion. And then he would hate me forever. I'm the guy that did this to him. And it would mess up his whole life. Bo Carlson, nice to see you. There it is right there. Freeman Keys got it right. Save the video for when he's in the news violating people's rights. And I'll say, look, I met him when he was 22 and he said this crazy ass shit to me, which is that torture cuffs. He also said some good stuff. He said he wasn't going to detain people for suspicion. And I said, you haven't joined the academy yet. You haven't joined the academy yet. Join the academy for just a little while and you'll find out. You know, it was, so this video right here, I saw it's only a minute long. This video is only a minute long, but this is, you know, it's funny because you do things in life and you just, you know, as soon as you do them and you accomplish them, you just check them off and you're like, okay, I got that, right? This video right here shows the importance of having the cop cards in your wallet, shows the importance of following the trifold and staying dedicated to the procedure, protocol, and policy that when you talk to cops, you invoke your Fifth Amendment right. You don't say, I don't answer questions. You say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. And this video is prime for this. So you actually going to understand.
Traffic papers for you. Hey, Michael.
I don't answer questions.
You don't say that. You say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. That's what you say. You don't say, I don't answer questions.
Well, look at that. I'll take it that you're refusing papers. If it's Michael, it's for you. Okay, it's for traffic.
Okay.
Well, if you're not going to answer questions, I'll take it as a refusal. Send it back to the courthouse. Thank you.
Perfect. Perfect. Watch that cop drive away. Absolutely perfect.
And that's how you deny the police at your door.
Well, I showed this because I wanted you to realize that that's not the way.
At your door.
That's not the way you do it. You actually do it a little bit different than that.
Hey, sir. How you doing? Is your name Tucker? Yeah. Are you like a paraglider? Yeah.
Story in the comments if you think this was justified or if it was a little weird or unjustified. Also stick around to the end because I'm going to be announcing the winner of the most recent giveaway, which
So this guy took a paraglider. See the videos here? He took a paraglider and landed in a field. So that prompted then the police to come to his house.
Go out. I'll note that when I rolled back the footage, turns out the state police officers had already showed up, looked in my windows, ran the plates on my car, looked around the house a little bit, went back to their car, and then eventually got around to knocking on my door.
No one's told about that house.
I mean, it's parked. That car is registered in, so.
Is it? Tucker or whatever?
Yeah. So anyways, I see the state troopers. I get out of bed, throw on some shorts real quick, and go to answer the door. Now the first, I would say, couple minutes of this whole interaction was just confusion on my side.
I mean, how fun does that look?
Whoa, that deer is in a full sprint. You go, guy. Now to preface this, I answer the door. The state troopers ask if my name's Tucker. I'm like, yeah. They're like, do you fly a paraglider? I'm like, yeah. And
The only thing scary is one wind burst and you're dead.
the first thing the one guy says is, I don't know how to say this, but, and my heart immediately dropped. I was like, oh my God, someone died. Like, this is what they normally do. They come knock on your door.
No, bro. No. They're coming to investigate you because they want to arrest you.
And tell you so-and-so passed away. Fortunately for me, that wasn't the case. So watch the first bit of this interaction.
Hey, sir. How you doing? Yeah. Is your name Tucker? Yeah. Okay. I was just here to make sure everything's okay. We got kind of a weird call while being checked. Are you like a paraglider? Yeah. I don't know how this feels.
Yeah.
So he's got to be recording on his phone right there. That's why his phone's in his hand. He has to be recording.
It looked like a pilot saw a paraglider going down, and I don't know, I guess you go in Robbinsville a lot. Like, Upper Freehold, up 195 there.
I'm not too familiar with Robbinsville.
It's like Hamilton.
No, but I know two guys that thought that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Trent. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess they thought it might have been you.
Yeah.
We're sure to make sure.
I don't know why.
So someone thought someone crashed.
They don't know. The pilot called in and said they saw somebody like spinning. They thought they were out of control. Okay. And then I don't know how your name got thrown into it, but
Yeah. People after the call, they think that we're crashing, but not.
yeah, no, I know, I get that. Yeah, you see the twists and all that. Yeah.
I know it's not someone actually crashed.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you guys had a DPs or whatever.
Yeah.
Turns out someone had seen a paramotor flying about an hour and a half south of where I live and typically normally fly. They saw it doing crazy spirals and thought it crashed. So that's one factor. And then the second factor was the person that happened to see it, I guess, watched my channel or knew that I was a paramotor pilot and somehow linked that to me and said, that must have been Tucker. He just crashed and died. So whoever this person was, which probably is a subscriber, ended up calling the police and...
Oh, there's the problem right there. Don't call the police.
reported it, gave them my information, which subsequently started a wellness check to my address.
I know the two guys. Holy shit! Is it me, or does that just straight trip you out? Because he's down on the ground right here.
This person was, which
So he's down on the ground, and somehow I guess these paragliders with the little lawnmower on them figure out a way to go up, to accelerate up.
is a subscriber, ended up calling the police and reported it, gave them my information, which subsequently started.
Look at that. Does that scare the hell out of anybody else? That would scare the I mean, he's literally just riding on a seat.
A wellness check to my address.
I know the two guys
Started
And
a
if you
wellness check.
if you take a look at the strapping, oh, there's straps between his legs right here. It looks dangerous to me.
To my address.
I know the two guys
Yeah.
I can, yeah, I'll send the best. Sure.
Yeah, I don't know how your name got brought into it. I thought it was kind of weird.
I do YouTube videos on everything a lot.
Oh,
so,
yeah?
Yeah, they probably somehow make that. That's weird.
I feel like no one would be doing that early this morning.
I don't know why you're having a conversation with police, and this is the reason I started this video, or I was actually showing you a different video. It goes back to the point, though. I mean, I created these. I accomplished creating these, creating the Fifth Amendment cop car, driver and non-driver. I accomplished creating the trifold. You have to have it on you, and you have to use it for it to work. When the cops are questioning you, you have to say, you don't have to be mean. You can say, respectfully, officer, you're questioning me. I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. I'm not going to answer any questions without an attorney present. You don't have to be mean or rude. You don't have to be over the top. I realize I'm an over the top kind of character. Thanks, Plead the Fifth, for the super chat. I didn't see it. I see it up there at the top, but I did not. I don't think I saw it. Thank you. Thanks for the super chat. When the cops are at your door and they're asking you questions, that is the time that you pull out your Fifth Amendment cop card, cop cited, start filming and state, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. I invoke my First Amendment right to be press. These cop cards don't do me any good sitting here. They don't do me any good. You guys have got to use them when the cops are questioning you. When the cop pulls you over and says, where are you heading? I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Don't ask me where I'm coming from, where I'm going, where I've been. If I've been drinking, if I have a gun, I'll take no tests, no searches or seizures. That's what I'm talking about, is so that you are staying ahead of the cop. And then when he puts you in an uncomfortable position, you can say, what's your name and badge number? And then you say, I want to speak to a supervisor. You have a couple outs for when the cop keeps pressuring you. But the first one is, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. And you don't deviate from that, ever. You don't stand outside on your porch and have a conversation with them. And this guy's a young guy in his 20s, is in great shape, he's smart.
Something go like afternoon, like sunset.
Well, he's smart enough to fly a hand glider, but paraglider, but do not answer questions. He's not smart enough not to answer questions to the coppers.
Early this morning. I just got something go like afternoon, like sunset, like early sunrise. Yeah, it's kind of a weird call. We got a call from, I guess, Robbinsville. They got like drones going up and stuff, looking if they've got anything. They just told us to check here. They check your here. So.
Yeah, I'm texting you right now. Says everything's fine.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's two guys down by they fly that way.
You know if they're down since they're flying today?
Yeah, he said he was up like an hour ago.
That makes sense. Now here's where it got a little bit weird. Obviously, the state troopers went out to my house and found out that I was indeed alive. I wasn't involved
You answered questions. You told them that you fly a glider.
in a paramotoring accident whatsoever. And I told them that I actually knew the pilots that typically fly in the area that they were talking about. So I got in touch with them, and they confirmed that nobody crashed, everyone was fine. I told that to the officers, and the officers, I guess, still wanted to investigate. So they asked for the names of the pilots
Did you give them to them?
that I'm referring to. I give them the names.
What'd he just say?
The pilots that I'm referring to, I give him the names.
Okay, do me a favor, all right? Just jot this down. Favors for Chile. Okay, the cops come to you and they say, "Do you know who that guy was that wears the We Don't Stop T-shirt and the black headphones?" You tell them, "No, I'm not going to give you his name. I know who he is, but I'm not going to give you his name." Why would you give the cops the names and the contact information of people that they're investigating? Nothing is done for your safety. Nothing. Everything is done to imprison you, to lock you in a dungeon, to put you in torture cuffs, to get you in front of a judge who will then convict you. You're not going to get a fair trial. You're not going to get a fair shake in court. That's not going to happen. And anybody giving the cops your information, you have to consider whether or not you consider that person your friend. If you have my contact information and you give it to police, you're not my friend anymore. I don't want the police having my contact information. What kind of bozo clown world are we living in? He literally says it without even hesitating.
Of the pilots that I'm referring to, I give him the names, and they wanted to follow up.
All right, well, sorry to bother you.
Hey, sorry to wake you up. Totally cool. That's super weird. Sorry, like you guys are running around trying to figure it out. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
So after we said our farewells, they went away with the names of the pilots. I guess looked through their database, found the phone numbers, and gave my man Josh McGee, who was the culprit of this incident, a phone call. They call up my man Josh McGee, and they're like, "Hey, someone called. Apparently a paramotor crashed. We got your information. Are you okay?" And he says, "Yeah, I'm totally fine." So that's double confirmation, one from me, one from Josh on the phone. But yet they went another level.
Look at that house that's got the white trash pool.
"We got your information. Are you okay?" And he says, "Yeah, I'm totally fine." So that's
There's the house back there with the white trash pool around it. See that? Got all that land. They got a white trash pool. That's amazing. We had those my whole life growing up. We had all kinds of white trash pools. That is a white trash pool, isn't it? Or is that a fence around a real pool? Ah, it's a fence around a real pool. I guess I'm the only one who had a white trash pool. Gosh, I feel so alone.
It's double confirmation, one from me, one from Josh on the phone. But yet they went another level just to make sure Josh was okay. And they called out the local police, which showed up at Josh's place of work and spoke to him face to face to ensure that he was actually alive.
Wow. I love this his whole shtick. I mean, I love it. Like, these are such cool shots, and you get to see him flying around, and, there's some loop-de-loop stuff here that looks like it's pretty dangerous, stuff I probably wouldn't do at my middle-aged age here. But this looks like it's pretty cool stuff. This guy looks like he lives a pretty fun life. I don't know. I don't know how long you're going to live a life like that as you fly around in the air. I don't know how much longer you're going to live, but I guess you would say, maybe living in a delusional fantasy world, thinking that the police are your friend. Let me turn this up here.
Here, this last one was an ozone kiting wing called a Roadrunner, a harness, and a copy of the PPG Bible. And the official winner is Dana.
So he's giving away his merch and stuff. Congratulations, bro. You got a cool channel. The delusion. So I think that the big tell in this, here's the big tell.
Someone called.
Listen to this.
Apparently a paramotor crashed. We got your information. Are you okay? And he says, "Yeah, I'm totally fine." So that's double confirmation, one from me, one from Josh on the phone. But yet they went.
Okay, so they confirmed there was no crash. So what are they really doing then? If they've confirmed on the phone, if the state troopers, wherever he is, have confirmed that it wasn't him and he's not hurt, and they confirmed the other guy wasn't hurt, so what do they do? Are they doing this to make sure you're okay, or are they doing this to let you know that the local law authorities are now on to you?
Another level just to make sure Josh was okay.
There's the delusion I'm talking about with this amazing young man. Listen to the delusion he has.
phone. But yet they went another level just to make sure Josh was okay.
They didn't go another level to make sure Josh was okay. They went another level. They went another level to make sure that Josh knew he had the cops over the top of him. I know I'm not old. I just turned 50. I don't feel old at all. I'm at an age now though where broken bones take a little longer to heal, where injuries take longer to get over, you know? It's and I also will make less risky moves. So but listen to this again.
On the phone. But yet they went another level just to make sure Josh was okay.
They didn't go another level just to make sure Josh was okay. They went another level to let Josh know that the local police now knew who he was, had his address, charge him with the crime.
And they called out the local police, which showed up at Josh's place of work and spoke to him face to face to ensure that he was actually alive.
They didn't do it to make sure he was actually alive. Notice this one, this guy is getting passed. He's on a motorcycle and he's got cars passing him. You can see the camera on the top of his helmet right there. It looks like it's a beanie or something on top of his head. Red light, so he through the red light. He ran the red light. Those two both ran the red light.
Screw me in the anus, this hurt. I didn't do. I'm the only one who stopped. Okay.
That right there in Laguna Beach, California, that is what you call an unlawful stop. An unlawful stop. That's an unlawful stop. The cops can't stop you because other people break traffic laws. That's an unlawful stop. At that point, I would not present my ID and I would go to jail so that I have damages to sue the cops. Because if you give them your ID and then they just have this back and forth with you and then you sue them and it's a wrongful stop, it'll be a declaratory judgment. Whereas if you say, F you, I'm not giving you my ID, this is an illegal stop, they're going to take you to jail, they're going to impound your bike, but now you have damages. I'd be willing to go to jail over this one because there's no way in hell I'd give that cop my ID after I'm sitting at a stoplight. Everybody runs the light and he pulls me over because other people ran a stoplight. That's complete and utter dog shit. 62, huh, Lou? Nice job, man. It is strange. I think we did a $6 membership, Mana, on teamdlz.com. There's a $6 membership. $6, $6 membership. So, and is anybody in here younger than I am? Are we all Gen X and Boomer? Go ahead. If you guys feel comfortable, put your age real quick in the chat. Let's see. Melena, how you doing, hon? Nice to see you. What's going on, Hector? How are you? 4 bikes ran the light. 64 soon, unisex. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. 39. Mana's the youngest one so far. Leah's 61. Roger is 56. Bo is born in 71, so I'm 50. That's going to make you 53. Show Me Audits is 51. Jennifer Hill is 40. Small Miracle Garagers, AARP, the tribe. Oklahoma Cop Watch is 31 years old. Just a young man, Oklahoma Cop Watch. Gen X, I'm a Gen Xer as well. But remember, Gen X starts, I believe, in 65? Is it 65? Is it 1965 till 1980 is Gen X? I cannot remember. 28 is Peter. Steven, 78, crushing it, bro. Mr. Mawkins is 61. Thanks for your support, Mongoose. No, listen, I'll be honest with you. YouTube has just demonetized all of my videos. Not every video. Most of my videos are demonetized, and it's starting to affect. It's starting to affect me for sure. Michael, 60. Right on, Michael. 60 on Groundhog Day. 25 years old, Matt the Visionary. Jeanette is 40. Ardell's 56. Small Miracle Garage is 43. Man, 39 is Jordan. Just Willie is 49. Eric is 45. Wait till you get to be 67, says Joe. Sent you out your cop cards, Joe. Check your mail for your cop cards. Joel Juffus is 52. Jason D is 50. Boy, you gotta. I plead the fifth is 12. I'm glad you're 12, brother. 57, 1967. Nabil is 35. You guys can't blame it on us 52-year-old people, says Joel. No, I mean, I'm just saying Unbelted Vortex is 52. So it's, most of the people who subscribe to this channel are Gen X. And I think that Gen X is, Frank Rosen says, this is so stupid. Sorry, Frank. I'm sorry. I'll try to be less stupid later. If you stick around for a little while, maybe there'll be a video that we show that you like, Frank. I'm not sure. I hope though. I hope so. I'm 48 and I'm training to go race the old timers class in the American Medical Association, the AMA. Chris Beaumont is 1970. See, Frank, there's like a crew of people here that have been here for a really long time. A lot of these guys know each other, communicate with each other. If you want, you can join Team DLZ, Frank, teamdlz.com. It's like $6 a month or $12 a month. It supports what I'm doing. I'm actually building a board game on a wall right now. No one has seen it except for the people on Team DLZ. I'm just building it right now. And so it's just like a club of people. We all kind of rely on one another because we've all been abused by the police. We have sons or daughters, or we have kids or nephews or nieces or grandparents who've been abused by the police. So it's a pretty good club of people here. It's a pretty good club of people. Michael said, I love being so stupid. Jennifer's 1983. 1957, you are a boomer, my friend. Joe W., you are a boomer. No, we're a gang. We are a gang. What we do is we take our trifolds, we roll them up and eat. Gen X starts at 1965, said Lou. Right on. I would not stop for this dirty copper and this right here. There's no.
The reason why I pulled you over is because you're revving your engine like a jerk. The reason why I pulled you over is because you're revving your engine like a jerk. That's why. You're revving your engine. Screw me in the anus, this hurt. I didn't do. I'm the only one who stopped. Okay.
So, if I obviously I'm not an attorney, so I can't give legal advice. How do I say that? If I were you, if I was this guy in this particular situation, because he's driving a motorcycle, he's going to have the driver card on him versus the Fifth Amendment cop card. I would invoke my First Amendment right to be press, and I would invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, but I wouldn't give him anything. Not if my motorcycle has a camera on it and it's catching, and that there's other people around who witness this. I wouldn't give him a damn thing. If he's going to arrest me, he's going to arrest me. I'd be willing to take the ride. I'll beat the rap and I'll get a payday from that, because you can't just pull somebody over because other people ran a red light and he was there. And there's no way a judge or a jury would be able to tell the copper, oh, you could hear him revving his engine as motorcycles are flying by at literally 100 miles an hour. I would not give him my identification. I would likely go to jail for this one. And my advice typically, or The scenario that I typically run on this channel is I don't want you to go to jail. I'm going to say what I would do in that case and make sure that you don't go to jail. In this particular case, I would likely go to jail because I would not give him my ID. Yes. So Jay Azraz here said, do you get a bigger payday for taking the ride? Yes, you do. You have actual damages because your bike is impounded, your day is ruined, whatever plans you had that day, you could be in jail through the weekend. There's all these things that happen when you get arrested. So you do have damages then. Whereas if you pulled over and you said, I'm not going to give you my ID, and he said, F you, and he gave you a ticket, and then you sued him, you would have no damages from that. He would say, well, he didn't arrest you, he just gave you a ticket. You see, you almost have to get arrested to have any damages. Not all the time, but sometimes. You know, it's like heel hooks work 60% of the time, all the time. What is going on up in San Mateo? I know that's where Susan Bassey is, but there's some weird stuff going on up there in San Mateo, up in San Francisco. Have you guys seen the stuff going on up there? I'm looking to where to plug this bad chicken in. I would not have. I would not have been willing to give that cop my ID right there. There's no way I would have given him my identification right there. No way.
We're going to get a search warrant to enter the house, so we need to enter the house. You're not entering my house without a search warrant.
It's the home surveillance video gone viral, showing police officers trying to enter a home on Pryor Drive in Framingham last week with a homeowner demanding to see a search warrant.
Either you get out of the way or we're going to kick the door. And I'm going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3. Well, we get it arrested. Stop. Okay. Stop for a minute. Okay. Open the door. No discussing. Open the door.
Once inside, the situation only gets more intense when a dog.
Later, Lou.
Dog is seen going towards an officer who appears to throw a punch at the animal. Since the video was posted online, people have been leaving angry messages on the Framingham Police Department's Facebook page.
That said,
posted online, people have been leaving angry messages on the Framingham.
They did a home invasion on a mom and her kids, corrupt officers, and should be fired. Serve and protect, not invade and abuse. I hope they are sued. And this video is 5 years old, so we're going to track it down.
Framingham Police Department.
Janetta Ocha. How do you say that? Ocha? Let me just pop this in real quick here and see if we can just get a hit. Jeanette, what is it? Jeanette Ocha. Let's see what happened. Jeanette Ocha. And then this, I believe, is in Massachusetts.
Facebook page. And a woman who claims to be the homeowner started a GoFundMe page to raise money for attorney fees so her family can, quote, fight for their constitutional rights. But according to WCVB legal expert Greg Henning, there are certain situations when police are able to enter a person's home without a search warrant to secure the premises and prevent evidence from being destroyed.
We secure the house so that your son's not flushing it down the toilet.
According to the
secure the house so your son is not flushing the illegal chemicals under the, and let's say the son is flushing the illegal chemicals. What good is it doing arresting people? We've been arresting people in the 70s and 80s. It was Mary Jane. In the late 80s, it was cocaine. Then in the 90s, it was crack. Then it was ice. Then it was meth. Then it was fentanyl. It doesn't matter what we do. We're not going to stop the drug epidemic. We're not going to stop it with policing. You can give a life sentence for fentanyl. You can charge people with murder for taking fentanyl and someone in the group dies, and then you charge all the other people with murder. They're doing that in Nevada. You're not going to stop it. You're not going to stop the drug epidemic. There are people in this country who want drugs. There's a supply and demand thing, and they want it. You're not going to talk them out of it. And it's at least 50% of this country is in the supply and demand system here.
Search warrant application, officers conducted surveillance on a home last Wednesday and pulled over a man who lived in the home and admitted to selling marijuana out of the building. After the search warrant was granted.
Ooh, did you hear this one?
Lived in the home and admitted to selling marijuana out of the building.
Oh, he lived in the home and he admitted to selling marijuana. Well, you know what? Shh. You know what? Hold the phone. I was wrong. Go in there with guns blazing, attack dogs, get the bazooka out, bring out the MRAPs, the battering ram, make sure you have a SWAT team there. He admitted to selling marijuana out of that house. He admitted it. He should be off with his head. Off with his head. Off with his head. It's so ridiculous. And listen how the mainstream, this is 5 years old, the state-run reporter makes it sound as though it's something so bad.
Not flushing it down the toilet.
According to the search warrant application, officers conducted surveillance on a home last Wednesday and pulled over a man who lived in the home and admitted to selling marijuana out of the building. After the search warrant was...
He admitted to selling Mary Jane out of the building. Dun, dun, dun.
Granted, police say they confiscated
20 plants, 247 grams. So if you break that down, that's a couple ounces, okay? A roll of medical cannabis stickers, $1,700 in cash, and then 8 guns. Of course, it could be BB guns, pellet guns. You could have an actual AR for home protection, a shotgun. You could have a .44 Magnum. But your 20 plants with your 247 grams, it's a roll of medical cannabis stickers and $1,700 in cash. Boy, man, this is 5 years old. I told you guys that. They had probable cause that marijuana was being illegally distributed out of the house. And this is in Boston.
20 marijuana plants, 247 grams of marijuana, a roll of medical cannabis stickers, more than $1,700 cash, and 8 guns. And both homeowners had a license to carry, which were also confiscated. We've reached out to the homeowners several times, but have yet to...
Oh, they have Mary Jane in that house? Man. You know, I mean, could you just imagine for just a moment if we were all honest, if everybody was honest right now? Like right now, there's 365 people here between the channels, right? So right now, if you were going to be honest, have you never had Mary Jane and a firearm? Have you never had an open container in a car? Have you never, if we were going to confiscate all of the firearms of anybody having an open container and a firearm, or Mary Jane and a firearm, then 99% of people would not be able to have a firearm. 80%? I'm going to say it's more than 50%. More than at least 50% of people have had some sort of Mary Jane and a firearm or alcohol and a firearm. But if yeah, I know, 270 grams, 270. Oh my God, 270. Let me see. 270 grams is how many ounces? 9.5 ounces. And there's 16 ounces in a pound. So they had a big bag like this. But they want to make it sound, Jennifer, they want to make it sound like, boy, they had so many, it's just, they had all these guns and weed, and they had $1,700 and they had $1,700, not $1,700. You know, it's like, yeah, Pablo Escobar. A street value of $100,000, says Nabil. That's funny. That is funny. And this guy, look at the seriousness on his face when he reports this.
The stickers, more than $1,700 cash, and 8 guns. And both homeowners had a license to carry, which were also confiscated.
They confiscated their license to carry because they had Mary Jane.
We've reached out to the homeowners several times, but have yet to hear back. And police tell us they have applied for criminal charges. In Framingham, Matt Reed, WCVB.
So what was the name of this family, though?
We're going to get a search warrant to enter into the house, so we need to enter the house. You're not entering my house without a search warrant.
It's the home surveillance video gone viral, showing police officers trying to enter her home on Pryor Drive in Framingham last week, with a homeowner demanding to see a search warrant.
Either you get out of the way, or we're going to kick the door. And I'm going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3. Are we going to Stop. Okay. Stop for a minute. Okay. Open the door. Open the door.
Once inside, the situation only gets more intense when a dog is seen going towards an officer who appears to throw a punch at the animal.
Look at that beta male pig.
Since the video was posted online, people have been leaving angry messages on the.
So they did have a home invasion on her kids. So this woman, Jeanette Ocha, is not the right one. So maybe if we can Google it like this: Framingham home raided by cops, 270 grams and 8 guns, no warrant. Let's see what that did. Police force entry into Framingham home without a warrant. So let's see if we can just track this down real quick. So here's what you do, just so you know. There's a website called 12foot.io. So all you do is you type in here 12ft.io, 12foot.io, and this says Brown Cleaner web page. And then when you put the 12foot.io in there, then it opens up the article for you. So I'll put that. Here's the link for that. I'll put the link for that. Here's the link, 12ft.io. And that works for different websites on the internet. And that's how I was able to get here. Are investigating drug unit raid on a home without a search warrant. They found 20 plants, 200. No, now it's not 270 anymore. Now it's 200 grams. These police officers raided our home with no warrant in front of our children. They forced their way into the home. The officers responding, a protective sweep. Framingham Mayor Yvonne Spicer said through a spokeswoman, in the best interest of everyone, we're thoroughly investigating the incident. A Framingham police Facebook post said the people may have sent them the video of this incident involved in the Metro West Drug Force. I'm trying to find the people's names who were involved here. So where is do we have a name here? A name for these people would be nice. Where is the name of the people? Where is the name of the people? The name of the individuals. Okay. So this is CBS News. Let's see if they're going to get it. Okay. Antonia Callahan. Okay, let's search her like this. Video captures. Okay. Now this is the same person. Find a personal injury tort case. Charges brought. And now Antoinette Callahan immediately started a campaign to smear police by showing a video of her out-of-control dogs. That's from Turtle Boy? Oh, man. Oh, God. Turtle Boy. Oh, God. Turtle Boy. So this is from a YouTube creator, a former cop sucker. So if you guys are not familiar with a creator by the name of Turtle Boy on YouTube, we have a little bit of a history. I got nothing against the guy. We had a mutual friend who I had a falling out with, who I don't like that person. And so he took that person's side and made a video about me and said what a piece of shit I am and all this stuff. Since then, Turtle Boy has been arrested and charged with 7 felonies by the Boston Police Department for the Karen Reed case. So Turtle Boy used to be a gigantic cop sucker. The whole thing was that their names have not been fully disclosed. So he made a video, or he posted an article on his Turtle Boy website and said that, okay, so here's the, wow. Wow. So So he made an article. Okay. I don't really agree with it. So this is from Turtle Boy, but I can't find what happened. So this says here, a local man facing Mary Jane distribution charges in connection with a police raid that went viral was arraigned Thursday, did not request bail for Ryan Fogarty, 30, of Farmingdale. Typical so he was an 18, 19-year-old kid dealing dime bags out of his mom's house. Okay. Wow. Okay. Sorry about that. I just wanted to see exactly what happened here at the end of this case. That's what I wanted to see, and I didn't really get to see it. I'm just still a little bit concerned over, I mean, I'm sure I've done things that I can't take back that are on the internet. You know, I'm sure that I've done a few things that I mean, I know I've associated with people who I truly wish I had never associated with, that did nothing but bring me down. You know, that did nothing but bring me down. So I've got some regrets too. Hopefully Turtle Boy sees this and goes, oh man, I was cop sucking all the way. Hopefully he sees it, but you never know.
If you're in the attic, I'm going to go get my canine and send him up there. He's going to bite you. Come out now.
That's Brentwood Police Officer Ryan Resentes reporting to a woman's home on January 30th, 2019. According to the police report obtained by ABC 7 News, a person the woman identified in police body camera video as her ex-partner called police to report a domestic dispute. In the report, Officer Resentes writes he had been to the residence several times for calls of this nature. The woman was on active felony and misdemeanor probation, according to the report.
I hear you. Come out now.
When she didn't come out of the attic, after approximately 1 minute of commands, according to the report, Officer Resentes and Canine Marco went in.
Have it your way.
Right, because if you don't comply to the police in the moment, then your body should be maimed. You should have your body destroyed by a dog biting you if you don't comply to the police right now. Then it justifies them destroying your limbs, your hands with an attack dog.
Got her. He's on a bite. Nurse! Nurse!
In the report, Officer Resentes writes that he yelled at her to come towards him with Marco. When she did not, he made his way to her. He writes that he could see Marco was biting her hand or hands. She had blood on her head, which he writes he believed was from striking it on a beam or from an exposed nail from the roof.
Oh, no. It was from the dog biting her head.
Officers got her down from the attic. She told first responders the canine Marco bit her head.
Do you remember getting your head?
The dog bit me.
Bit your head, okay.
He bit my head.
According to the police report, she received 11 stitches to the top and back of her head. Her hand was also injured.
Look at that. I'm not sure if you
Received
guys
11 stitches to the top and back of her head. Her hand was.
So just so you guys know, if you're unaware, when a dog bites your arm, your forearm, or your hand, then your arm is ruined. Your hand is ruined. It's absolutely ruins your hand. It ruins your arm. Oh, that's right. Dogsbite.org. It's Top Rock. It's dogsbite.org. I'll pull that up in a second. Thanks for reminding me of that.
Was also injured. In a statement, a Brentwood City spokesperson writes, quote, "This incident was reviewed by the Brentwood Police Use of Force Committee, which found the deployment."
Oh, of course. This incident was reviewed by the Brentwood Police Use of Force Committee, a bunch of cops and ex-cops and cops' brothers and cousins and lovers, which found the deployment of the canine to be within the policy and law under the circumstances. Of course. They've cleared themselves. We investigated ourselves with our own committee, and we found that we did nothing wrong. Don't you know that? We had a whole committee of cops. We had use of force experts. We had policy experts for the police, and it clearly shows that we didn't violate policy. Oh, your arm is ruined for the rest of your life? You should have complied with the police. And that is 60% of our country or more that goes, yeah, you should have complied with the police. We just saw a Turtle Boy article where he was all for the cops. I don't think he feels that way anymore. I don't think he feels quite like that anymore. I think things have changed for him.
Of the canine to be within policy and law under the circumstances. In this domestic violence incident, the suspect was on parole for a violent felony involving a weapon and was hiding in an attic.
So because they were on a parole for a violent felony, now remember, a violent felony could be you push the cop away and you got charged with battery on a law enforcement officer. Now you're on felony probation for a violent crime. They can word salad it any way they want. In this domestic violence incident, the suspect was on parole for a violent felony involving a weapon and was hiding in the attic. Of course her arm should be ruined for life. Of course she should never be able to grab a fork or a spoon or a pencil or a paintbrush. Her life should be ruined. Of course. She was on violent felony probation for committing a violent felonious act in a domestic situation. And she was hiding in the attic. She didn't want to deal with us dirty jackboot thug pigs coming into her house. She didn't want to deal with a police dog. So whatever happened to her is completely and utterly justified. Our policy said so. Our experts reviewed it and decided that we were right. It's such a bullshit scam.
The suspect was on parole for a violent felony involving a weapon and was hiding in an attic. It was unknown if she was armed at the time, and the confined space of the attic posed a particular risk to officers, leading to the deployment of the canine. ABC 7 News recently reported another woman, Talmika Bates, filed a lawsuit against Officer Resendez and the city after the same canine Marco ripped her scalp off on February 10th, 2020, while she was hiding in these bushes. According to the police report, Bates and two other women stole approximately $10,000 worth of perfume from this Ulta Beauty. Bates was also a passenger in a getaway car that rammed a police vehicle. The Brentwood Police Department's...
There's the justification by the state-run media. Put a 1 in the chat if you do not agree with stealing $10,000 of perfume. Put a 1 in the chat if you do not feel that it's right to steal $10,000 worth of perfume. Completely agree. It's so wrong. You should have to pay the consequences of your actions to get justice for what you've done wrong.
Bates and two other women stole approximately $10,000 worth of perfume from this Ulta Beauty. Bates was also a passenger in a getaway car that...
She was also a passenger in a getaway car
that rammed a police vehicle.
It rammed a police... The precious dirty pigs. The precious pigs got rammed. Now, did she just say that she was a passenger in the car that rammed a police car? Watch the footage again.
From this Ulta Beauty. Bates was also a passenger in a getaway car that rammed a...
That looks like it's evading a police officer. It doesn't look like it's ramming.
Worth of perfume from this Ulta Beauty. Bates was also a passenger in a getaway car that rammed a police vehicle. The Brentwood Police Department...
It looked like, if you watch it, that the police vehicle rammed its nose into the side of the car. So who rammed who?
Bates was also a passenger in a getaway car that rammed a police vehicle.
So she didn't ram a police vehicle. It makes you wonder why the state-run media operative is sitting there lying. And this is ABC 7 News Bay Area. So the Bay Area News, ABC 7 is lying.
The Brentwood Police Department spokesperson told ABC 7 News K9 Marco has been inactive since April 2021 and is currently in the process of being retired due to age. For the I-Team, Melanie Woodrow, ABC 7 News.
Right, because you should be maimed and ruined. If you break the law in any way at all whatsoever, that justifies the cops ruining your whole life. if that dog, and thanks for reminding me of dogsbite.org. So dogsbite.org is really a website that's about pit bulls. If you read the whole website as I have here, I'll show you I'll do a real quick run through for you. But this entire website is actually, the whole website is about pit bulls. They really have a bias on pit bulls because pit bulls attack other people. They attack dog bite victims, dangerous dogs, pit bull, dogs attacking videos, dog bite statistics, dog bite blogs. It's really all about dog bites. But when you get into the dog bite studies here, level 1 trauma, and you read about the trauma, I'm going to go through that in 1 second. I just want to scroll down the website real quick. So when you go into the studies here, level 1 trauma table, dog bites are really, really heinous, that it takes up to $1 million in skin grafting surgeries just to get your arm to look right again. So I'm going to drop the link for this website in the chat. You guys read through this. And if you love pit bulls, I'm really sorry to inform you, but the reason why I've read this entire website, I've read every page of this website. The reason why they're so anti-pit bull and they warn you about pit bulls is because here's the link to the website. Pit bulls attack other animals at like 90 percentile of all animals that are attacked, animal on animal attack. It's something like 80 or 90% of the time it's a pit bull doing the attack that attacks a horse, a rabbit, a chicken, a pig, whatever. And then dogs that attack dogs, again, it's more than 80% of dogs that attack dogs is a pit bull attacking another dog. And then that most pit bulls, most of them, no matter how much you train them, no matter how much you love them, no matter how much you train them to the T, if someone comes to your house that the pit bull doesn't like, and that pit bull is in a family surrounding, that pit bull will attack that person or that dog or that horse. If someone comes into the room and the pit bull is this wonderfully trained, amazingly beautiful animal, the pit bull can just decide that that person is not trustworthy and the pit bull will attack them. So dogsbite.org goes in. And then the biggest statistic I remember taking away from dogsbite.org is that more than 50% of all pit bull owners within the first year will give the dog back. So you buy a pit bull for some good money. You spend some good money on a nice pit bull, on a purebred. And then within 1 year of you buying that dog for, I don't know what the price is, but they're expensive. You can't handle the dog. You can't train the dog. More than 50% of first-year pit bull owners give the dog up. So if you're someone, you're like, hey, I'm going to get a pit bull. Are you going to be the one of 2 people who gives that dog away because you can't handle it? Secondly, of all pit bull owners, a majority of them have been bitten by the pit bull. You can read the dogsbite.org yourself. Just Willie said, bullshit, Chili, bullshit. Chili kind of looks like a pit bull. I mean, listen, you guys, I got my pit bull, says Soy Leal. People who own pit bulls, they love them. Soy Leal has a pit bull, absolutely loves his dog. And some of those pit bulls are Milena saying not true. That's false. Pit bulls are beautiful. And this is a propaganda story because back when they were used for fighting and training, could be. It could all be bullshit. But I did read that whole website. You should read it, dogsbite.org. I'm telling you what the website says, but this is something that's undeniable. Being bitten by a dog, whether that be a Malamute or a German Shepherd or a pit bull, any kind of dog like that, a dog biting you ruins your body. Can we agree on that? Can we agree on that? Can we agree that a dog savagely grabbing your arm and shaking it destroys you? I don't trust Samoyed. Is that another kind of a dog? I'm not really sure. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that Labrador. Plead the fifth. Sorry to hear about that, Bo. I got mine at a shelter for $5 7 years ago, says Soy Leal. Listen, I mean, if you have a pit bull and you love that dog, great. But I don't think police dogs should be attacking people because they hid in their attic or they hid in the woods. I think police dogs should be used strictly to find people who are missing. And in the most severe, extreme cases, when someone's being held hostage with a knife or a gun, and we don't want a person to go in there and get shot, we should send in the dog because the dog can get shot. As sad as it is, cops kill 10,000 dogs every year. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I saw this on police brutality, and I thought I would share it with you guys. And let me know what you guys think of this right here from police brutality on Reddit. This says, FTP, the Organization of State Terrorism, must be abolished. This department needs to be abolished and have a new concept, start anew. It is far too gone for reforming. Say their names. Sonia Massey. I do understand how you feel, man. I do understand how you feel. You know, the problem is, and I'm going to get back into this in a minute, but California votes to approve slavery. Right here. In 2024, in November, Prop 6, which would have banned forced labor in state prisons, was voted down. That the residents of California, that they wanted to have slave labor. Anti-slavery measure Prop 6 fails, allowing forced labor to continue in California prisons. That's Prop 6. So you guys may know my story. You may not know my story. I was wrongfully incarcerated, put in jail for 4 months. There's a couple of you here in the chat that dramatically helped me when I was in jail. You know who you are. Thank you. I love you. You helped me so much. I can never take back what you did for me when I was in jail for those 4 months. I never would want to take it back. I'm so grateful that you helped me so much when I was in that dungeon, and I don't want to cry. But the point is that just recently in November, the citizens of the state of California, I'm one of them, I voted no on Prop 6 to end present labor. And yeah, was it yes? I voted yes to end prison labor by abolishing prison labor using Prop 6. And apparently the people of California, they still want prison labor. They're all for it. I was wrongfully incarcerated, wrongfully convicted by a biased, unprincipled slut of a judge named Ann Zimmerman. She's a terrible human being, put me in the dungeon. She was married to a pig. She sucks off cops. That's what she does. And now the people of California, I know it, Willie. A lot of people were really upset when I was in jail. Believe me, none more than me. But it was you guys out here, Joel Juffis, I plead the fifth, Kevin Brzezinski, Grateful Dabs, you guys who supported me when I was in jail, Mikey B, you guys kept watching my channel and kept me alive, and I'm just so grateful. But the people of California still want slave labor to be done to people. They want you to be treated like you're a slave, like you're an absolute slave. And that to me is just, who am I fighting for? I'm fighting for 30 or 40% of us. I mean, I think it was 60%. Let me see, what was that? How much did Prop 6 in California go by? They rejected the anti-slavery. So what was the final outcome of this? What was it? It said, in a setback to California's historic reparations effort, voters rejected a ballot measure that would have ended forced labor in jails and prison. Prop 6 garnered support from Democratic Party leaders, labor unions, and dozens of advocacy groups who viewed their efforts as part of a national movement to end a racist legacy. Sorry about that, so you guys can see it. and abolish slavery. The measure would have amended the state's constitution to repeal language that allows involuntary servitude as a form of criminal punishment, making work assignments voluntary and allowing incarcerated people to prioritize their rehabilitation. While it's disappointing in our measure to remove slavery from California's constitution was not approved by voters, this does not end the fight. Together, we will continue to push forward that our state constitution reflects the values of equality and freedom for all Californians. California mandates tens of thousands of incarcerated people to work at jobs, many of which they do not choose, ranging from packaging nuts to doing dishes to making license plates, sanitizer, furniture for less than 74 cents an hour. If a person does not complete their work, regardless of illness or injury, they face punishment such as disciplinary infractions, which can lead to losing privileges, including visits from family. Prop 6 would have prohibited the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation from disciplining incarcerated people who refuse a work assignment. California has a history of enslavement and racially discriminatory policies, despite the fact that it entered the Union as a free state. And that would have been in 1850. Detailed by the California Reparation Task Force, the measure was sponsored by Wilson and recommended by Reparation Task Force as a step toward upholding human rights and addressing. At what point, California, will you see us, said Cheryl Grills, a psychology professor at Loyola Marymount. How much did voters understand the context over 200 years of forced labor put on Black people? And where's the humanity and the compassion and the pain and the suffering for those whose ancestors endured that and whose current generation are living with the legacy of that? A similar proposition attempted to ban labor in 2022. At the time, California Department of Finance opposed the proposal, noting that it had a potential to drive up prison spending by $1.5 billion annually. Well, where is the percentage? What was the final count in votes in Prop 6 California? So they're not giving me, is this a different one? That's the same one. Are they going to give me one that actually shows this is the Sacramento Bee. Is it going to tell me the numbers? Oh, you dirty. X 12foot.io. I put this in here, clean the web page off so we can actually see it. See if Sacramento Bee is going to have one of those stuffers on there that's going to prevent us from being able to see it. I mean, I just can't believe it. I did not, Melina. Did you see the video regarding the conditions found with the DOJ investigation of Fulton County Prison and how many are killed and infested with rats or lice? Oof. Shoot me that link. Show me audits. Shoot me that link. So what does that say? Conditions found by the DOJ to investigate Where is that, Melena? I'll take a look at that. Rats pack. So let me try it another way here. Did you send me that link, Melena? We'll check it out. Let me check my email real quick and see if you sent me an email and if it's in here. Melena, can you shoot that to me in an email real fast to deletelaws@gmail.com if that's possible?
Oh, I got arrested for a gun charge, but I don't know where this gun came from.
So you're saying that you didn't have a gun?
I didn't have a gun when I was getting arrested, and I feel like he planted it.
What happened once you pulled him over?
Well, he got a little bit aggressive with me verbally, and so I just did my job. I pulled him into the side. I put the handcuffs on him, brought him his rights, walked him to the car, sat him down, did a routine check on the car, and lo and behold, found a gun.
You said you found the gun in the car, but you're walking, holding a gun.
Well,
did you just put it in the car? You planted a firearm on this young man. This young man got arrested. This young man lost his job. This young man, as of right now, is on probation over something that you did. You are a disgrace. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. But you know what? You're not. You're feeling good. And you know what I'm going to do? Bailiff, take this man into custody.
Your Honor, you serious?
I'm
Come on, you're not
yeah,
on my team.
I am arresting you for making a false arrest.
Oh, I got to
Okay. I don't know who sent this to me. I don't know who sent this to me. Oh, no.
arrest for a gun charge. But
So this is fake. This is fake. This is fake.
I don't know where this gun came from.
So you're saying that you didn't have a gun?
I didn't have a gun when I was getting arrested, and I feel
Okay.
like he planted it.
What happened once you pulled him over?
Well, he got a little bit aggressive with me verbally. And so I just did my job. I pulled him into the side. I put the handcuffs on him, brought him his rights, walked him to the car, sat him down, did a routine check on the car, and lo and behold, found a gun.
You said you found the gun in the car, but you're walking, holding a gun.
Well,
did you just put it in the car?
I mean, come on. That's so fake. That's so frustrating. Is that fake, or am I seeing things here? That's some fake shit right there, right? The idea that somebody got a trifold. I'm not sure who got one. Vacone. So Jeff got a trifold during this live stream, so I will give a free trifold away to somebody who wants a free trifold. So if you shoot me an email right now, I will send you a free trifold in the mail. Send me your full mailing address, your full name, Jim Johnson, 123 Main Street, Anywhereville, USA, and send that to me, and I will send you a free trifold. Yeah, it's definitely fake. It's definitely fake. Did you shoot me an email? Did you shoot me an email? Because I don't have an email from you. I do not have an email. It's so funny because so many people are sending me shorts now. I get shorts in my email. I get so many people. Did you shoot that to me? Show me audits. Send it to me at deletelaws@gmail.com, and I will take a look at the video. So many people are sending me shorts now. So this is fake. It says Mango Park, 8/24/2004. I don't.
You planted a firearm on this young man. This young man got arrested. This young man lost his job. This young man, as of right now, is on probation over something that you did. You are a disgrace. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. But you know what? You're not. You're feeling good. And you know what I'm going to do? Bailiff, take this man into custody.
It's just all acting. That's so frustrating because we want that to be true so badly, but it's not. Is it Folsom County Jail? Let me see. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it exactly. I'm taking a look, but I'm not quite getting it. So I don't quite see the one that you were trying to show me there. Yeah. Wow. That is a trip. That is such a trip. That I don't know if I can show that or not, but I'd like to show it. Yeah, I can show this, but I got to pause this at a certain time. You guys know that, right? I can't show this whole thing because they've demonetized my channel pretty much is what they've done. They pretty much demonetized this channel. So I try not to let it affect me. But that's why I created Team DLZ. If you want to support my work, go to teamdlz.com. It's $6, $12, $20, $100 or $1,000 or whatever you can do and you want to support, go to teamdlz.com because this channel is pretty much demonetized. And if I was to lie and tell you that it doesn't affect me, that would be a lie. It definitely is affecting me. It's affecting my whole head, and there's nothing I can do about it. We can show a little bit of this. I can't show the whole thing. So this video shows the graphic moments where they definitely.
I'm not reaching for nothing, man. You got a gun!
So there's shots fired right there, as you can see. So this guy, they're pulling this guy over for a suspected DUI, and this is where I watched it up to here.
Huh? Just to watch it, bro. Okay. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hey, man. Deputy Kelly, Charles County Sheriff's Office. The reason I pulled you over, all right, is your improper lane use. You're all over the road, back and forth, back and forth. My car's only on, so I was trying to find a place to pull over. Oh, okay, okay. Do you have your registration and insurance? Why do you have gloves on? Oh, you're trying not to get corona? No, sir. Alright. You got ID on you, man? Yeah. And what about the insurance? Any firearms in the car at all? Huh? You said you're looking for that insurance? Yeah, my phone's cracked, so just let me click in. How long ago did you buy this? Couple months. I was giving it big. Yeah. Yeah, no big. I'm not gonna bust. I think it expired in January. Like I said, I'm not gonna bust chops over that. I'm trying to get to this with my phone. It's all cracked up. You still live on Joy Street? Where's Ruffin? Huh? Just to watch it, bro. Okay. Say again? It won't let me click anything. Oh, nothing. Just whatever it wants to. I gotta go up to menu and get this.
Don't blink. It's coming up right here.
Who'd you buy it from? One of my friend's nephews. Huh? One of my friend's nephews. Okay. He was sitting in her yard for like months because they needed a bunch of stuff fixed, and so we just sold it. Okay. You know his name by chance? Oh, I see it right here. You're good. I see. Huh? It's registered to you. I see that.
I don't have anything from you in email, Milena.
You just don't have the updated registration. Have you started that process? Yeah. I'm just waiting on it. Oh, it's coming in the mail? Yeah. They sent it to the wrong address. They don't, huh? They sent it to the wrong address at first, and I had to go up there because I was waiting on it, and I waited a month. It can be a pain. I was like, why isn't it coming? And I went up there, and then I had to put it right after. This is the only thing I can get to right now. Okay, all right. I have more, like, it's more updated than this, but that's the only one I can get to right now. Oh.
I found the video.
All right, hey, hop out. Hop out. Don't reach for anything. I'm not reaching.
So it's just like that. The cop decides to go hands on, and he's gonna get shot.
Hop out. Don't reach for anything. I'm not reaching for nothing, man. He's got a gun.
There he is. Comes out of the car, guns blazing. Comes out of the car, guns blazing. Give me 1 second here. So you can imagine he shoots at the cop goes around the car, and then he's shooting at the other cop, and the cop goes all the way around the car and then gets him in the head from the other side. This is right after he's been shot in the head. He's on the ground over here. His girlfriend's in the street over here.
Hey, I'm hit, he's down. I'm hit. Hey, what's that? Get back. Put my knee. Get down! Come on. Get back. What you got? I'm hit right. Talk to me. I'm hitting my leg. I need help with this fucking person. He's dead. He's fucking dead, bro. Let's go. I got you. Watch him. Cover me. Hey, cover me. I got you. I'm hit. I got you. I'm hit twice. Where? In my leg. Let's go. Get down on the ground. Down. It's coming out. Keep going. Keep going. I need you to come lay down on the fucking ground now. Lay the fuck down now. Real shit. Oh, right leg. Right leg? Yeah. Put it down. Team secure. Starting EMS. 106 is hit twice. Shut up. It's secure enough. Get down! Shut up and get down!
Why is he screaming at her? If you guys didn't see, I'll come right back to it here. So the shooting's going on, and then there she is. So she's on the far left of the screen.
Come on. He's down.
So she's on the far left. See her right here?
Hey,
she's losing her mind there. And there's
Oh, can I? Hey, anybody else hit? Anybody else hit? No. He's suspect's dead. Suspect's dead. Get him in the truck and take him to the hospital. I'm gonna go check on him. Hold on. Sure, yeah, I got you. Am I being arrested? I didn't know. I really got you. I still got some. I got you. This is my blood. Please help me, please.
So they shot this dude right on the top of the head, though. The cop was standing over here by these chairs, these tables over here, and he shot him in the top of the head. So his brains are leaking out.
What happened to me?
So now we're at 9 minutes here. Now watch the guy on the ground. See the guy on the ground? See the square that I'm moving over? We're at 11 minutes. He steps over the top of him right here. So there's a guy on the ground who needs aid. He's been shot several times.
Okay, I want to have the intersection of Main shut down.
So he walks up and takes a look at him. Renders no aid and walks away. So now, fire department gets there. What do?
Good. We need to put her in the car. We need to put her in the car.
Checks for a pulse. Does that look like a father and son to you or not? Does this look like the dad on the right and this is the son here on the left? Isn't that what that looks like to you?
Sergeant, I have 106's firearm and vest and body camera here on the
So the guy's still laying on the ground. People are walking by. There's a guy right there. This cop walks up and takes a look at the guy laying on the ground, doesn't do anything. The clouds, you can see the clouds rolling by. The sun is switching positions in the sky. We're 20, 30 minutes later. This guy walks up to him. They're still scared. They're still scared of the guy who's most likely dead by now. It's been 25 minutes. I'll tell you what. Listen, if you're going to go out, gotta be careful how I say the things that I say. If you're going out that way, then they're not going to care about you. Once you fire the gun, they're not going to care about you anymore. I don't see why you'd go. I got to be careful what I say. So I don't anticipate myself ever being in a situation that way because I don't shoot people. I don't carry a gun to shoot people. It's not my goal to shoot anybody. I don't want to shoot anybody. In the event though, where the police are shooting at you, they want to kill you. They don't care about you at all. So act accordingly.
Yes. I mean, that's okay. Fine. All right. Well, y'all can be here too, but court will not be in session.
Yeah, think? I mean, yeah, so, yeah, I don't want to go to Wright Street either. I want to be in jail. I want to be my lawyer. Hell nah. We want to be in this courtroom. We ain't got to worry about getting stabbed. So the DOJ basically came out with some stuff, and it was shocking and appalling. And I would love to play all 30 minutes of it, but y'all got stuff to do this Saturday, so we ain't going to do all that. I'm going to just cut to the part, not where the lady is, but where the guy is, because he goes more into depth about it. Man, they talk about them cats is in there strapped up, had shields and all.
Protect people from the kind of gross violations and unconstitutional conditions that we have uncovered here. I'll now turn the
wrote, when the prison gates slam behind an inmate, he does not lose his human quality. His mind does not become closed to ideas. His yearning for self-respect does not end, nor is his quest for self-realization concluded. 50 years later, our comprehensive investigation into the conditions of confinement at Fulton County Jail has, at its basic level, revealed that the men and women and young people who find themselves housed at the jail are often left to wonder whether their humanity remained intact once they crossed the threshold of the jail facilities. Whether at the main jail, which is known to many in our community as Rice Street, or at its annex facilities, people in custody in Fulton County who are accused of crimes or awaiting formal charges or trials.
For the Civil Rights Division.
The Fulton County Jail has, at its basic level, revealed that the men and women and young people who find themselves housed at the jail are often left to wonder whether their humanity remained intact once they crossed the threshold of the jail facilities.
Well, I mean, the frustrating part about listening to this is that no matter which jail you go to in this godforsaken country, you're treated like you don't matter, like your life doesn't matter. If you got a boo-boo, if your head hurts, if you're sick, if you're hungry, if you're tired, if you're cold, none of those things matter to the people who are the dungeon masters of the dungeons here in America. And that's the plain, simple fact. So he can say what he's going to say, but I already know it. And it's not just Fulton Prison. It's every single jail and prison and incarceration facility in our country.
Whether at the main jail, which is known to many in our community as Rice Street, or at its annex facilities, people in custody in Fulton County who are accused of crimes or awaiting formal charges or trials must protect themselves from brutal physical attacks by other detainees, subjected to frequent excessive force, manage their well-being with inadequate food and unsanitary living conditions, and hope that they can find access to a strained medical and mental health care program. The most obvious casualties of the civil rights violations occurring in the jail are those who leave the jail in body bags. But our investigation has revealed hundreds more injured, traumatized, and dehumanized people, all of whom are just as deserving of the protections of the Constitution as all of us in this room. Since we announced our investigation in July of 2023, the United States Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Georgia and the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice have worked diligently to meet our shared mission: to advance the public safety, to uphold the rule of law, and to protect civil rights. There is no greater example.
There's no civil rights in jail. The whole idea that you have any sort of rights or civility when you're put in one of these dungeons is ridiculous. You are caged and shackled, beat down, treated poorly, dirty, disgusting, nasty food. Guards talk down to you, humiliate you, embarrass you, will pull you out of the bathroom in the middle of going to the bathroom. There's no limit to how terrible they'll treat you inside of these jails and dungeons in America. And this guy's going to stand up here and talk about civil rights and that we have rights even if we're incarcerated?
Rights Division of the Department of the United States Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Georgia, and the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice have worked diligently to meet
the Civil Rights Division and the Department of Justice have worked diligently to do what exactly?
Our shared mission.
Your shared mission of what? Making sure the slave labor doesn't die before they hit the fields? Before they make your license plates? Before they work in your candy shop or your factory, whatever you want to call it? You have a shared mission to make sure there's enough slave labor to be the firefighters in California?
To advance the public safety, to uphold the rule of law, and to protect civil rights.
Protect civil rights?
There is no greater example of this mission at work than protecting and vindicating the rights of those who are under the custody and control of jail authorities.
I'm so sorry. Did I hear that correct?
Greater example of this mission at work.
There's no greater example of this mission at work
than protecting and vindicating the rights of those who are under the custody and control of jail authorities.
Listen, you dickhead looking bastard. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. There's no greater example of this mission. Have you been one day in jail? Have you had to have people look up your ass before? When you're not a druggie and you had nothing to do with drugs? Have you watched the guards dogpile people? Have you seen the torture chair inside of every dungeon in America? Have you seen how dirty and nasty the floors are? Have you seen the bedding that is supposed to be called bedding in jail? And you tell me that there's no greater example? This is your message of positivity? That there's a Justice Department and a Civil Rights Division? You know, I don't call for revolution. I don't call for a civil war. But if there is one, may God help those people who served in those positions. Because I tell you what, there would be nothing that would make me happier than to seeing their carcass spread out across the ground. Some of those guards in those jails are such disgusting maggots. The way they abuse, hurt, torture, cheat, rape, and kill inmates every single day. I don't wish for a civil war. I don't hope for a civil war. I don't want death. But I wouldn't mind seeing a few of them strung out because they're such horrible, evil demons. They're such evil people. Oklahoma Cop Watch said it right. Turn around, bend over, squat, and cough so we can look up your ass. Because you can't tell which ones the druggies are just by looking at them, can you? Yes, you can. You can't tell which people could shove stuff up their butt. Yes, you can. You can tell by looking right at their face. Most people don't shove anything up their backside. That's just preposterous.
Who themselves are duty bound to protect the public and those in their custody. We began our investigation after LaShawn Thompson was found in his cell, neglected to death, covered in lice. But in the time since his death, several more young men detained in the jail have died, and many died violent deaths. Our investigation revealed unacceptably high incidents of assaults and stabbings. In some cases, most disturbingly, jail staff witnessed and allowed the attacks without intervention. 2023 alone, there were over 1,000 assaults and more than 300 stabbings in the Fulton County Jail. It outpaces the rate of similar assaults in other major city jails.
Talk about a shitty audio recording. I mean, how bad can the audio be?
Almost 2 to 1. Those numbers only reflect the reported attacks. Many detainees told our team that they explained that they feared for their safety. They were reported that they had been stabbed or assaulted. One such detainee was left untreated for multiple stab wounds for a week until our team alerted the jail of his injuries.
The jail was well aware of his injuries. So Top Rock, you cannot judge by a book by a cover. Oh, yes, you can. Unfortunately, the people who have slid down the drug pole, right, the drug pole of life, they're tattered. Their physical appearance, their skin, their bodies are tattered. And the people who got caught with stuff up their butt in the jail, and there was 1 or 2, I think, when I was in there for 4 months, the 1 or 2 who got caught, you could take a look at them from the skin, the lips, the nose, the hands. Physically, they had become so deteriorated that their body was just leather. And so you think to yourself, well, who's going to put drugs up their backside? That guy probably would. And then even still, if you're so concerned about it, put him in isolation and check his stool. If you're that concerned about it, you don't have to humiliate somebody, which is what they did to me time and time and time again. It took me a couple months. I'm just now back. I've been out the amount of time I was in. I'm just now getting back. They decimated my business, decimated my life, turned everything upside down. My life is still upside down from being in jail for 4 months, whether I like it or not. And there's nothing I can do about it other than just tell you the truth. I'm going through a lot of stuff because I was in jail for all those months. I wish I could put it to you another way and be like, oh no, I'm super chilly. I'm back and I'm better. And I'm right back where I'm supposed to be. No, I'm not. It's a struggle.
Also unaccounted for in these disturbing numbers are numerous allegations of violent rape, sexual assault, and harassment. The crisis of violence in the Fulton County Jail has resulted in part because of the lack of effective classification and housing planning, which allows for extremely violent individuals and gang members to be housed with vulnerable and low-risk individuals. And particularly, vulnerable individuals are most subject to violence in the jail, including people with serious mental illness, gay and transgender detainees, and 17-year-olds.
Everybody welcome Jilly to memberships. Jilly has been a member several times. Thank you for renewing your membership, Jilly. I really appreciate it. Everybody say welcome to Jilly V. Nice to see you, Jilly.
In addition, the Fulton County Jail employs too few guards relative to the number of detainees to keep people safe, and poor maintenance of basic fixtures allows violence to go unchecked. But numbers aside, jail staff are often unaware of violence because they conduct inadequate security rounds. We uncovered incidents where hours or even days passed before victims of assaults were discovered by staff. In one shocking case, while an officer sat in an observation tower, a man was killed with his hands and his feet bound, not found until his body was extremely cold. Additionally, hundreds of broken light fixtures and cell doors allow violent detainees to move about at will in the shadows, sometimes through the very walls of the facility. Equally alarming, men and women in the Fulton County Jail also experience violence from the staff.
Sure.
Our investigation showed the crisis of violence, lack of security at the Fulton County Jail is paired with staff that resort to the use of force too quickly and too often. We found that staff were regularly deploying tasers and pepper spray without any warning and for minor rule infractions like failing to hang up a phone quickly enough, yelling, or not putting items away as instructed. The rampant use of tasers is particularly disturbing. The risk of cavalier deployment of tasers is not just the temporary pain of electrocution. Detainees have been hospitalized for serious injuries caused by probes that are embedded in sensitive parts of the body, like the neck and even in the bone. The excessive use of force in the jail is not confined to a few bad actors. Officers lack policy and training guidance on whether and when force is appropriate, and when officers cross the line, the jail rarely holds them to account. In some cases, the policy is glaringly inconsistent with established use of force techniques. Written policies explicitly state that staff may deploy their tasers against suicidal or emotionally disturbed persons without any assessment of danger to themselves or to others. Staff are permitted to use force when a person interrupts their work, and the use of force reports and supervisor reviews bear this out. Supervisors rarely assess a need for the use of force if they do it at all. Perhaps most concerning, our investigation showed that even when the jail determines that an officer used excessive force, discipline is virtually non-existent. Those officers go back to their jobs to repeat the same conduct. Aside from the glaring risk of violence, detainees face the insidious threat of unsafe living conditions, constant exposure to rodents and pests, and an unsettling disregard for food safety. Detainees in the Fulton County Jail lack basic necessities like working toilets and sinks, and are exposed to flooding, standing water, mold, and what can only be described as filth.
Filth. Listen to it again, but let's take a look at Aaron Peterson's comment here. Never had a hemorrhoid. I've had hemorrhoids my whole life, so I'm happy to hear that you don't have them. Never had a hemorrhoid, pissed blood, kidney stone, or belly fat till my first 3-month stint in San Antonio County Jail. He was in jail for Mary Jane. So he should have been treated this way over a dime bag of weed. I don't care if it's 10 pounds of weed. You shouldn't have been treated that way. And listen to this guy. I know this guy. He's the cop bad guy. He's the bad guy for the cops. This guy's the bad guy for the cops. So the cops are watching him in jail, the jailers, and they're like, oh, he didn't just say that out loud.
Detainees in the Fulton County Jail lack basic necessities like working toilets and sinks.
Like working toilets and sinks.
They're exposed to flooding, standing water, mold, and what can only be described as filth.
Filth, standing water, mold.
Pests carrying bacteria and disease not only run rampant in food preparation areas, but have infested the bodies of the people in the jail, people like LaShawn Thompson. Earlier this year, our team was evacuated from a housing unit in the jail because of a lice outbreak.
So, a random American, good to see you, man. I'm glad you're here. So jail for weed is BS, but for METH, it's okay. I'm going to disagree with you because it doesn't do the person who does the METH. It doesn't make them a better person. It doesn't deter them from being a dealer or a seller or a mule. Once someone's addicted to that METH, putting them in a dungeon and making them feel like shit and forcing them to live in horrifically bad conditions, it doesn't make that METH user a better person. It doesn't make the METH dealer a better person. It doesn't make the mule who would stuff things up their backside. It doesn't cure them of wanting the money to stuff the METH up their backside. Do you see what I'm saying? It's and Random American's been here 1,000 times. I know the username and I know the picture, so I'm certainly not throwing shade on Random American. I'm just saying to rethink your premise. How much does it help society? How much does it help the guy who uses the meth? How much does it help you? How much does it help me? How much does it really make society better by putting someone in a terrible frickin' dungeon? And I would argue it doesn't make society better. It makes society worse.
Given the high incidence of violence in the jail, the need for adequate medical and mental health care is critical. The Fulton County Jail has failed to provide constitutionally adequate care to the men, women, and young people in the custody of the Fulton County Jail in virtually all respects. For a time, because of the unsafe conditions in the jail, Fulton County's healthcare provider, NaphCare, nearly terminated its contract to provide medical and mental health services for fear that their staff would become victims of the dangerous environment without proper security escorts. The lack of security left an entire floor of the jail without adequate access to care because it was simply too dangerous for the healthcare workers to go inside. Medication and treatment are often impeded by flooding in the unit, power outages, and the unavailability of officer escorts. This lack of care in the Fulton County Jail has led to at least 17 non-homicide, non-suicide deaths in 2022 and 2023.
Could you imagine that if you didn't get killed by being murdered and you didn't get killed by killing yourself, you died because where you are is so dirty, so heinous, so disgusting, putrid, bacteria, mold, infested with lice and crud that it kills you. And you tell the jailers as this is happening, hey man, I got an infection in my ear and I can't hear and I got some swelling and stuff. And a week or 2 weeks or a month pass and you go back to the jailer and you say, hey, remember that infection? I'm oozing pus out of my ear. I have something, some sort of insect or rodent or something got in my ear and I'm pussing out the ear. Then you go back to that jailer a month later and you go, dude, my ear is swelling shut. You see the foam in my ear? What is that? I don't know what that is. My head hurts. I can't think straight. My eyes starting to close. You go back a month later, your eyes closed, your face is twitching, and you're going, there's something wrong in my head, man. And he's going, we'll get to you. Could you just imagine? Could you even imagine for 2 seconds? Ryut serious audits.
A rate that is more than twice the national average since 2019. A detainee who reported chest pain later died of a heart attack. Jail failed to assess a man for rapid weight loss before he died, much like LaShawn Thompson, who died after losing over 30 pounds in 3 months. These figures likely underreport the true death toll of people who were transported out of the jail to Grady Hospital and died outside of the jail walls. Someone dies in the jail, there's little or no effort by the jail to determine the root cause of their death. 75% of the people who have died in Fulton County Jail since 2021 had a current mental health diagnosis or a history of mental illness. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the mental health treatment options and suicide prevention practices are grossly inadequate in Fulton County Jail. Our team observed firsthand how custody staff deprioritize mental health issues and fail to respond appropriately to concerns. Requests for mental health treatment are delayed or ignored, and mental health staff are simply unable to provide the minimum standard of care for those who need it. Daily medication is often unavailable, and suicidal detainees are often isolated and locked in restrictive housing in lieu of treatment. And when people are released from the Fulton County Jail, they are frequently left without the medication needed to sustain their health, without notice to their families, and sometimes actively experiencing a mental health episode. This is not a recipe for ensuring the safety of these individuals upon release or the safety of our community, and it is constitutionally unacceptable.
Of course it is. Of course it is. But you guys understand this, and don't get upset with the messenger because I'm telling you the truth. The jails were originally created for the blacks. North Carolina didn't have a jail until after the 13th Amendment. Then they built prisons in North Carolina. The jails and the standard of care inside of the jails was all precipitated upon who the clientele in the jail were going to be. And it was going to be black slaves who they wanted them to go back to the plantation and work. And if you're going to do involuntary servitude, well, you're going to be in the jail, or you want to leave here and go back to the plantation where Massa is. And so the slaves would choose going back to the plantation over the dungeon. So they made the dungeon so uncomfortable, so brutal, so heinous, little tiny rooms. They could lock you in a little tiny room so that black people would want to go back to the plantation. I don't want that to be true. You guys know I'm pretty conservative. You guys know that my stance is on a lot of different things. But that's just the way it is. Thanks for coming, Show Me Audits. I'll do one more video, and I want to ask you guys a question here. One more video, and let me ask you guys a question. How many of you guys would jump in if you saw someone getting stabbed with a knife? Just let me know. Just let me know. Take care, Jim. Thanks for coming. I'm about to get out of here myself. I want to show one more video. Jilly, thanks. I appreciate it. Milena, thanks for sending me the video. Yeah, the 14th Amendment is supposed to incorporate all of your rights, but it doesn't. I'm not sure what exactly the part you're talking about, Milena. But let me ask you a question. So put a 1 in the chat if you would jump in if someone was being attacked by a knife. Put a 2 in the chat if you would not. So let's watch this video together. And this is out of China. China! Okay, so this is the guy with the knife right here. He looks like he has... Okay, so this guy's got a knife, and this is his helper, I think. So that guy stepped in and kicked, and then it looks like this guy here. So this guy with the shirt off is helping the knife wielding crazy. So does he have 2 knives in his hand? God, I certainly wouldn't sit there and take it. Take the guy down. Don't just sit there and run. If he's going to attack you, fight him. Don't just sit there and run or you're gonna die. Fight him. He grabbed this woman to put them between. Did you see that? But then so she got hit in the back of the head. She's still complaining about getting hit. So there she is right there, back of the head. And is that like a meat cleaver of some kind? Yeah, it's a meat cleaver of some kind. Is it a meat cleaver and something else? Can you guys see what's in this? So she falls down, and then this guy is going to get just chopped up. So right there, is that blood on his shirt? So there's blood going down the front of his shirt. Why would you just let the guy swing at you? Why wouldn't you fight him? Now the woman's going to tackle him. She jumps him. The woman takes him down in the end. Now they come in. Are they going to jump in and help? This guy with the shirt off, what's he going to do? Oh, he's fighting against the good people. Wow, that was just so freaking nutty to me. Like, I mean, I guess I'm just some sort of chivalrous man who figures it's my job because I'm physically fit enough to take that guy down. It's my job to take him down. You know, I'm only 50, so I'm not like I'm 75. At the same time, though, I'm not 30. 30-year-old guys are tougher than me. They should be. Most of them should be anyway, if they're 30 years old. I just don't understand. I don't understand. It's the 13th Amendment has an exception clause that maintains chattel slavery as legal today in 2024. I don't think we could have chattel. Chattel slavery refers to a lot of slaves. I don't think we would be able to have a lot of slaves. There's a video of some kids picking on a guy on the river tubing, and dude shivved them. Lots of controversy over the video. Can you send me that video to deletelaws@gmail.com? Send me that video. Remember, get your trifolds on deletelaws.com. Get your cop cards. You know, it's funny because I already accomplished these things with my life. These things that I wanted to do. I wanted to create literature, and I wanted to create like driver's license cards that go in your wallet. And I accomplished these. And I tend to forget about the level of accomplishment that it is, because if you have the card in your wallet, then you're always inclined to use it when there's a cop in front of you. And so I kind of forget about the level of importance that cop card is, because I made them, I paid for them, and now I give them away to everybody who orders a trifold. But really, the cop cards in and of themselves are such an amazing value. You know, you guys should all have these cop cards. Everybody should have these cop cards. I think I'll do like maybe a $6 blowout or something, and I'll try to sell as many as those cop cards as I can get out. You know, interesting lack of police, says James Lucas. Yeah, that is interesting that there was no police, and the dude thought he was a samurai warrior. You know, I think it would have taken me, well, it would have taken about 3-4 seconds before I threw that guy on the ground. You come swinging that knife at me like that, you're only going to swing once. And as soon as you hit me, or as soon as that arm swings through, I'm taking you down. You guys saw Mike Tyson's 58. You can't get the punches off as fast as you used to get them off. So for me, if I'm going to get involved in something like that, I'm taking them down to the ground where I can wrestle them, where my skill set's at its top peak is in wrestling. So that's what I would have done. You know, it's overwhelmingly made up of the same demographic that was forced into slavery 240 years ago. Prisons. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Just don't call them pigs. Don't call them pigs. This video is because the guy failed his exams and went crazy because the economy is starting to decline in China. Is that what that video is from? Is that what that video is from? We have a lot of slaves. Have you guys seen that movie called Nefarious on Netflix? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys have seen the movie called Nefarious on Netflix. Have you guys seen this movie? There's a little snippet in there where the devil, the movie's about a guy who plays the devil, where he plays this role and he says, oh, you think things are better now? He says there's more people enslaved today than there was 2,000 years ago. So there's more people who are doing slave labor today than there has been in the history of time. And he said, and over half of those are sex slaves. So it just like made me really think about where we are. Curtis, what's going on, my friend? Interesting username. RFK is killing us softly. It's easy to say you'll jump in, different in reality. That's true. That's true. I don't know if I'd jump in. If I had another guy with me, someone who could distract with me and we could get on each side of him, I'm really likely to jump in. If it was me by myself and that guy was younger and had more dexterity than I do, I would try to recruit somebody to help me. But it would be really tough for me. It would be really tough for me to sit and watch that, because, we talk about alpha male, beta male, and all this kind of silly thing, right? Because it can be a little bit silly, right? At the same time, though, I have been in dozens and dozens of situations where somebody needed to step in, and I did. So is that a smart thing to do? Complying Borg? Not always. It's not always a smart thing to do, but I have done it. He said, Colin Noor covered it today. Some other guy ran over 35 people with his car and injured a bunch more last week as well. Oh, it's starting to fall apart in China, huh? Northeast Colorado cop block. So remember that Thanksgiving is coming up. Make sure you guys have a trifold in your car. Go to deletelaws.com. If you're ordering one for a friend, I'm doing the $6 shipping now. I don't know if we got that on the website or not yet, but I'm doing the $6 shipping, so it's going to drop the price by another $5. So hopefully that helps. Do everything I can do on my side. All right, listen, I'm going to get the flock out of here. You guys, I didn't see Chevy. Where's Chevy? I didn't see V Boyer either, and I think she's going to be showing up a little bit more from now on. I've always stepped in, but today I ain't sure. Yeah, because you guys remember the Portland stabbing. You guys remember that? Do you guys remember that? The YouTube video, days after being stabbed by Jeremy Christian, Micah Fletcher says he's no hero, is unavailable. So this guy got stabbed in the neck. Chevy, listening the whole time. Yeah, this guy, 2 men stabbed.
At the start of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan, police in Portland, Oregon say 2 men were stabbed to death on a train Friday when they confronted a man who was yelling anti-Muslim slurs. Carter Evans has the latest.
35-year-old Jeremy Christian taunted Portland police after allegedly stabbing multiple passengers on a commuter train.
One was stabbed in the neck and the other in the stomach.
Witnesses say it all started when the suspect went on a racial rant against 2 Muslim women.
I just heard his voice yelling to these young ladies, "You can't be in my country. This is my country."
When passengers tried to intervene, Christian allegedly pulled a knife and stabbed them. 2 men were killed. A third was seriously injured.
I saw the guy that was stabbed on the neck, that was bleeding. I was so scared.
The Southern Poverty Law Center says Christian promotes extremist views on his Facebook page. Police took him into custody without further incident, but investigators still haven't confirmed a motive.
Did he have a plan? Was this a person who, snapped or was under the influence and armed with a knife?
Jeremy Christian is being held on murder and weapons charges. Rena, he's expected to be in court on Tuesday.
Carter Evans, thank you.
And to Mr. Jeremy Christian, your mom should have swallowed you. You are a waste of breath. And when you die and go to hell, I hope you rot.
See there, bitch.
No, hey.
Go back to Tennessee too.
What do I tell you?
Go back to Tennessee too.
You can.
We don't want you here.
Bye.
All your race baiting bullshit. You ain't gonna be mayor either, bitch. You ain't gonna be mayor either, bitch. You fucking hoe. You fucking hoe. You fucking up my whole city. George Floyd. George Floyd. I should have killed you, bitch. I should have killed you, bitch. Everybody knows you're alive. Everybody knows you're alive, huh?
Wow. Wow.
What do I tell you?
Go back to Tennessee too.
We're in the court. He's gone. We're in the court. He's gone. Thank you, Ms. Hessler.
Oh, that Jeremy Christian, he was a real psychopath. That guy was a total psychopath. He killed those people. And so that when that happened, I think that happened in 2019. Was it 2017 or 2019? I remember thinking to myself, I'm my deep 40s now, and I've often got myself, everybody hit the like button, would you? Everybody, we need 6 more likes to 200, and we've got 357 people here right now. So everybody hit the like button real fast. Everybody just real quick, just tappity tap the like button, just real quick. The thumbs up, double tap on your screen, just hit the like button so we can get to 200 likes. Random. I agree with you, but Random is saying that he's seen meth addicts who burglarize places to pay for their habits. It's not exactly victimless. No, I agree. James Sheets, the guy who was set up and murdered by the cops in Youngstown, Ohio, he was a bad guy when he was smoking crack and doing speed. He was a piece of shit, robbing and cheating and stealing. He didn't hurt anybody. He wasn't a violent person. But yeah, meth has a very, very, very big downside to it. Very big downside to it. And I'm not saying that meth should be legal or shouldn't be punished. I'm saying that we should consider whether or not locking people up is working out, because locking people up is not really working out. This is so funny. I think Milena said, watching videos, stress, frustrating, yet chilly, laughing, making it all the better. So I thought I would just pull this up for you, Milena, real quick.
Ahora, te voy a atacar, sí, hasta aquí. Yo bloqueo, paso por abajo y ay, pará, no, ay, no. O sea, cruz, ahí, ay, no. Yo te digo cuándo atacar porque si no, no puedo hacer. Pará, ataca ahora. Yo defiendo. Pará. Ay, no, te ataco, cruz, ¿ves? No. Ahora, te voy a atacar. Sí,
he's getting killed. There you go. All right. Rip the purse out of the hand. 7.
John said he found a body in the bushes over there. I ran over there because I'm a healing monk to try and help, but obviously my magic wasn't strong enough because the dude's body was missing a head. So my friend decided to try and use a necromancer spell, which didn't work, which I knew it wouldn't. And apparently we contaminated the crime scene because that spell uses a lot of glitter.
What's wrong? They got my pictures on display. What the hell? Where did those come from? I don't fucking know. Look at this one. Look at that. Where in the hell did they get that picture at?
I know you're on the beach somewhere.
Motherfuck. I'm on the beach. I'm on the beach someplace else with these motherfuckers. This is bullshit. Look at that. I like to know where in the fuck they got. This is fucking completely. Hell, I ain't never fuck had a picture made like that before.
You can't buy all those, Granny.
I ain't buying. What the fuck?
I mean, we might as well get a laugh at the end here.
We'll measure weights in pounds and.
I can't really stand SNL anymore.
Okay, I'll give you relaxing medicine. You got fentanyl and Versed.
Fentanyl?
Yes. It's okay. It's not the bad kind of fentanyl. It's the medicine kind of fentanyl.
Doctor? Mom, I'm so sorry I did drugs. You always told me not to do drugs, but I did them. It's okay.
I'm pretty sure Jesus is in the corner of my room.
Rest now.
He said,
Rest now, my child.
Jesus is in the corner of my room.
Rest now, my child.
That cute guy's kissing me. Kissing me.
So he puts a hand up for the scalpel wrench, and he puts his hand up to clamp down. This guy makes a heart symbol.
I told him to just, oh my God, Bunny, ladies, calm down.
This is not funny. Everything is not funny.
It's not funny?
No, it's not. It's worse.
What happened?
I was just putting makeup on. Then what happened? I used the other little thing. Then I can't use it. I mean, I can't do this. I don't know how to use makeup yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that is the height of cuteness right there. I think that's a good one to end on. Her little face just brings a smile back to my face. I get to see my family next weekend, a week from Thursday. I get to see my family for Thanksgiving, and it is long overdue. I moved I didn't move my full business back to LA, but I moved myself back to LA, and I haven't seen my family but only one time since I moved to LA, and I dramatically miss my family so much. It has been such a long, hard grind, getting myself back into the flow.
You help me, Mama?
What do you need help with?
With all this crap on my face.
What on your face?
This crap on my face.
Where'd you learn that word?
I don't know. This is not funny anymore. It isn't funny.
Do you need help washing it off?
Yeah, it'll not come off.
It won't?
No, will help.
Uh-oh.
Will you help me?
Yeah, I'll help you.
Will you help me put makeup on me?
She wants makeup again.
Okay, let's go wash it off.
So cute. So cute. Anyway, listen, I just wanted to spend a couple hours with you guys today. I'll be back again tomorrow. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep fighting no matter what occurs. We're not going to stop. We're not going to give up. Just going to keep going. Just keep on going. Mikey B, I appreciate you being here. Curtis, plead the fifth. Love you. Good to see you. Call to duty. Yep, we will get back to where we were. Random American. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for the contribution tonight. And, you know, I'm not delusional. There's some people who have to live in a box, and I know that. But I don't think the majority of us, I don't think it's you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, listen, all right, I'll get the flock out of here. John, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. What's the matter, you? Good to see you. I didn't get to say your name. Brick Jonesy. I didn't get to say your name very much tonight either. Good to see you, Brick. Top Rock. Joel Juffus, good to see you. Chevy, thanks for chiming in at the last second. I know you were there. All right, I'll get the flock out of here. Milena, I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, Gators.